And hello, everybody. We are back
Venus.
with more Dungeons and Dragons, where our party continues their adventure to attempt to try to find where Gundred is and eventually put a stop to any exploitation of the Spellforge in the Lost Mines. When we last left off, we had just hit second watch, where into it, Nessa heard wolves approaching the cart and decided to wake up the rest of the party.
And
So,
we immediately, I am going to start. I think that we immediately started forming a kind of a circle around the cart.
yes.
Okay.
Bran is
And
still in the cart, but yeah.
Essence is on top of the cart, and I think Nessa is
Next
to
to
the
you.
cart. I'm next to the cart, and then Bella's right next to. Like Bella and Nessa are on the same side as me, but we're all kind of like facing towards where the wolves are.
so, at this point, let us quickly roll initiative.
That's a natural 20.
All right.
That's worth it.
Your girl may have forgotten to pull up her sheet.
Well, we'll come back to you. Valk?
17.
All right.
Total of 22, Helly.
20.
Teen.
22.
What was that DSA?
1-4.
1-4. Unfortunately, all I heard at the end was just teen, so I couldn't quite.
It's teenage spirit is what I rolled on the dice. Take it or leave it.
Teenage spirit in this economy, that's gonna be about a nat 2.
I don't know
Fair.
what teenagers you know, but the ones I know are terrifying.
My
Exactly.
sister's
That's why
a
their
teen.
that's why their spirit is at 2.
That is true. It's like a whole generation decided they didn't care enough to continue, so why not?
I mean fair, because I'm kind of there too.
I get it.
Yeah.
Oh, I have my second wind, my action surges. I have all of my maneuvers again.
Yeah.
I'm back to fighting strength instead of
Just,
no strength.
emotionally scarred.
Yeah.
It's fine.
This is Goblin Slayer kind of like the Doom music stopped and it was just like this really sad like music, like this really sad like symphony music in his head.
Is it like the Arms of the Angel song from the SPCA commercial?
No, I was thinking like a really slow like orchestral piece that's just like really sad, really slow, and it's just wandering through his head and he's just like that sucked. Like the first day it was definitely like Flight of the Bumblebee, like we are running, we are out, we are done.
All right. So,
Do I see any of these doggos?
roll me a perception check.
Okay. Do I get any advantage because they were pointed out or no?
Because they were pointing out, give yourself advantage.
Well, okay, that'll be good. Now I need my advantage. Well, the advantage was 17 plus perception, which is 3. So 20, dirty 20, a nasty 20.
With a dirty 20, you do not see them.
What?
I don't see the wolves?
You do not see them.
Well, Okay, then I'm
But
gonna
the
take
actual.
I'm gonna stand and I'm gonna take the quote dodge action. But what I'm really doing is I'm bracing with my shield for when something comes at me, I can just intercede with my shield.
All right. Valk, would you like to see if you can spot these wolves?
Yeah, sure. I'll look around.
All right, give yourself
Okay,
advantage as
sneaky.
well because they were pointed out to you to keep an eye out for.
It's perception, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
$23.
Oh.
A 23. That does work.
Oh, I was about to say it doesn't work.
It does. And so I will just reveal all of the Wolfie boys.
I have a +5 to perception, so
Oh, that's a lot of wolves. That ought to be fun. Oh, that's a lot of wolves.
Game
Oh no.
gamer. I understand you wanted to make this harder. I understand.
You know what?
But
You know
come
what? I accept it. If this is how
on.
we die, then this is how we die.
I
These
would have
are
rather died to the dragon.
Dang.
these
who
are
needs healing?
you guys
We're
all
all
should
at
be
full
full.
health.
Let's say you should all be at full HP, with the exception even Essence is at full HP. She's just down spell slots.
Wait, she used a spell slot?
She used spell slots to put you to sleep and
Oh.
did not take a long rest the night before.
Oh. Right. That's fun.
Because she also used the spell slot to make Dan invisible to sneak up on the dragon,
Yeah.
and is still yet to long rest.
Well, that's fun.
All right. Well, you see 7 wolves. What would you like to do?
Would you like to point out all of the wolves to us where they are?
I figured I already
I
did
saw.
that.
Yes, you have 1 slot left, and I imagine she also pointed them all out, which is why I revealed all of the wolves.
I am going to cast Bless on. Oh, we'll do Nessa, Goblin Slayer, and Essence.
What are you bless?
Yes.
Remind me what that does?
You bless up to 3 creatures of your choice within range. Whenever a target makes an attack roll or a saving throw before the spell ends, the target can roll a d4 and add the number rolled to the attack roll or saving throw.
And that lasts until we make one, or is it just for the whole duration?
It's for the whole duration.
Concentration up to a minute.
So Slayer, Nessa, and Essence.
Yep. And that will be the end of my turn. I can't really do anything else, but that's a good... Wait, can I do anything else? I don't think so.
I don't believe there are any bonus action cantrips.
There aren't. I only have... My only other bonus action is Healing Word and Shield of Faith.
And
Actually, I have a couple bonus actions,
Can't
but
cast
they're all
Shield of
spells.
Faith, yeah.
You can't cast 2 leveled spells in the same turn.
Nope. That being said, I figured Bless was a better spell to help you guys
It
out.
is a better spell. At
All
least
right,
for this.
is that your turn?
Yep, that's my turn.
All right. DSA, it is your turn in your mostly petrified state still, as you've best been looking up at the sky last 2 days.
Gran's come out of that. Remember last time she sat up, took watch, and everything. So she's just not engaging as much as she was. I'm going. I can't see the wolves. Okay, since I can't see them, just one of the wolves I'm gonna
The
take an
wolves
attack
are about.
on.
Well, the wolves are the closest wolves are still about 60 feet out.
Yeah,
Can I not shoot them with my arrows?
you can.
But you can. You just said you're going to make an attack. You didn't specify what kind of attack.
Furthest
I
wolf
haven't gotten there
is
yet.
75 feet from you. That's within your range.
Hmm.
Because Helly, you're hooked onto something else.
And I'm hooked onto the cart,
Yeah.
which is right
You're hooked
next
onto
to her.
Grandma.
There, I'm no longer hooked on something else.
There.
No longer hooked on phonics.
Dream on my end. My internet sucks. Let's do.
That's so the inner one is to the nearest wolf. The outer one is to the furthest wolf. They're both within your the range of your bow.
I understand that. The issue is because of it's all pixelated to where it all is just blurry. So just pick one of the wolves for me because I
Pick
can't
a
see
number
them at
1
all.
through 7.
3.
All right, this boy.
Sure, it's on blurry, so I don't know. I'm gonna shoot with my my arrows.
All right.
There, does that help?
Nope.
What'd you get?
I rolled a 4 on the dice plus my 6 would be a 10.
Does not hit.
That's fair.
And that's going to be my turn.
Rogues don't get an extra attack, do they?
No.
Nope.
Oh, okay.
All right. It's the wolves' turn.
Oh my gosh, there's so many of them that go next.
Yeah. To be fair, they all rolled very low on initiative.
Oh, so they're all moving at about the same time.
Yes.
Oh, they got 40 feet of movement. That's good to know.
All right. And that is all of the wolves' turns.
I am going to move to where I'm within melee range of all 3 of these wolves.
Okay.
And whichever one looks like the biggest of these wolves is going to be my my first target.
Let me roll some dice here, see if I can get you an answer.
Yeah, just whichever of these 3 wolves looks like the biggest and angriest one. Just tell me. That guy?
Yes.
You spin my head
I rolled a
right
d4. First roll was a 4, which meant reroll.
Hey, just my sword. I'm just gonna swing my sword into this guy's forehead. I'm just not aiming at anything particular. I'm just swinging at him. I
Yeah.
hope I hit him in the forehead. Let's see where I hit him. That's a 12 plus 7 because this is strength, so that's
19.
19
hits.
to hit. Okay. Yeah, I'm going to hit him. That's going to be a D8 of damage because I'm still one-handing this because I need my AC right now.
Dude, you're still scared.
21 AC, man. Oh, that's good. 7 plus my strength modifier, which is 4 plus my dueling, which is another 2. So that's 7 plus 6 is 13. 13 damage to the first guy. Cool. And I am going to use my Commander's Strike.
Did you use your D4 on that attack roll?
Oh, no, I didn't. Let's see. I mean, I hit him. Can I
Yeah.
add it to damage? It's not to damage.
It's not
though.
damage, it's just to the
Yeah,
attack
it's
roll.
just to hit. Yeah. But what I am going to do is I am going to give Grandma the order to shoot one of these wolves. She can shoot whichever one she wants, but she gets to attack. She uses one of my attacks. I spend a dice, and she's going to get a D6. So you can make an attack, Grandma, at one of these wolves, and you get sneak attack against them because they're within melee of me.
Cool. So we'll do
Or if
number.
she chooses one of those two.
Yeah.
I'll do number 3 again.
Okay. There he is.
Okay, not as bad this time.
You
Not
can
as
add your D4 as
bad.
well. You can also add your D4
She was
to
not
your
blessed.
attack. Oh, she was not blessed. Okay.
No, I was not blessed. That is a 18
18
to
hits.
hit.
Okay, add a
Great.
D6 to your damage. Whatever damage you do, just add one more D6 to it.
And I gotta pull out
Alright.
all my dice here.
I
Let's
didn't
see.
want to upcast blast.
That's fine. No worries.
No, that's good. You're great.
Um,
We love you.
So I need to just get my dice out for damage. So that's 1. That's 3, and then another 1 for you. Okay. Okay. 6, 12, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22.
He's dead. Thank you.
It's like that one actually. Well, he has 50 health actually.
Yeah, no, he's done.
This one's actually just a juggernaut. It gets hit and it just swells to the, it just
I feel like it goes
goes
directly
full-
through its eye and out the bottom of its
it
neck.
gets hit and it just supersizes.
It becomes Fenrir, the legendary wolf, and this is how we die. Anyways, yeah,
I want that red.
that's my bonus action and my attack.
Okay.
When you make attack, I can use my bonus action to have someone else do it. Okay, so it is my entire turn there. Yeah, I'm done. I'm gonna just sit. I'm actually going to pivot around this wolf now because I used 10 feet, so I'm gonna pivot around another 5, just right over to here, to be ready for these wolves to get close to me because I want them
Okay.
all to. I'm basically trying to make myself a juicy target because I can take their hits. I don't know if I can take their hits, but I can. I have armor.
You're thinking you can.
Look,
You know what
I'm
happened
gonna
last
try.
time? You know what happened last time you thought you could take some hits?
Look, I am using my shield. These are wolves. I'm gonna
I'm
hope.
just giving
We
you
killed
shit,
2
mate.
of them.
I gotta instill a little bit of fear into you.
You're scaring me so much.
All right.
Turns out one
now
of these is a
it your
werewolf.
turn. No, they're just all Fenrir.
They're all just they are a challenge rating 23 monster. Good luck.
These are the end battle boss.
These are actually the descendants of the Spellforge.
So Valk, you are over here by the horse.
Yeah, that's fine. I'm just confused about this spell.
Which
What's the
spell
spell?
is it?
Spiritual weapon. It's a bonus action.
Ah, that's a fun one.
Yeah, so
but like, if I attack with my sword and then cast spiritual weapon as a bonus action, does that give me another attack?
yes, the spiritual weapon makes an attack on the action that it's summoned for.
So I can have 2 actions or 2 attacks using that spell.
Yes.
Pretty much, yes.
You just gotta get in range to do a melee attack, which you should
Can I
be able to.
Or have a ranged attack option, which you should also have.
Can I get in range?
Yeah, I think so.
Let's eat up the extra 5 getting through the horse.
So extra 5, so you got 20 feet.
Okay.
Cool.
Right there.
That works.
So you can get up to this wolf or get in the
Is it-
middle of these wolves.
Yeah, I'll let you get up to here, or you can get in front of one of these ones. Take your pick.
The first place is fine. Yeah, that's good.
All right.
Cool. Now know where my next target is.
Cool. So I am going to attack first with my longsword.
Okay.
And
By
that
the way, do you know
is
those drops are bless?
no, it does not, because spiritual weapon is not a concentration spell.
It's not. It's really broken. It's a really
forgot
good
it's not.
spell.
You're right. I forgot it's not concentration. I always forget that.
Yeah, because it seems like it's something that should be concentration.
It's definitely
It
something that
really
should, but it doesn't. I will
be
admit.
because it's a duration spell. It just sits there. That's a dirty 20 to hit the one in front of me.
Yeah, that hits.
Smack that boy. Smack that bad dog.
10 damage.
All right, it's bloodied, but it's not dead.
Where are you putting the spiritual weapon? You can put it anywhere within 30 feet of you.
60 feet.
60 feet of you. I'm sorry.
Yeah, again, spiritual weapon. Very
I keep
much
forgetting
broken.
how overpowered it is. So this is your range on spiritual weapon. You can put it wherever you want. And keep in mind, it can move 20 feet in each of its actions.
As a
You can
bonus
command it to
action.
you can command it as
Yeah,
your
so I
bonus action
can't this
to move
time
20
around,
feet
but
and
I
make an
can
attack.
next
Yeah.
time around.
It cannot move this turn.
Right now, I'm just gonna put it in front of me and attack the same one.
Okay.
Like right between you and the dog, or on the opposite side of the dog, so it gets advantage.
On the opposite side of the dog.
There we go. I would also like to keep you to keep in mind it does get attacks of opportunity, I believe, but it uses your reaction to do it.
That is terrifying.
It's
This spell
off.
is terrifying.
It's so good.
And what type of weapon is this going to look like?
Give
Her
us a
little
weapon.
brother.
It's gonna look like a dagger with like a skull on the hilt.
This is
I
about
like it.
This is about as close as I can get for you.
Ooh, it's so tiny. Look at him. He's so cute. Give him like a game piece. There we go.
I was working on it.
I believed in you. I was just being very excited. Can I have control over it? Can you?
There you go.
Oh, that's cool.
All right.
Floating.
Ooh,
So
spooky.
it can make the attack this turn, so go ahead and
Oh, it's an
Well-
animated weapon that you can apply to it. That's cool.
well, no, it's not an anime weapon. You create a weapon out of nothing.
No, I mean the actual thing you did in the game that you're
Like the
using to
game
visualize
piece.
it, because you turned it into an animated weapon. That's cool. And it makes attacks.
That is another dirty 20 to hit.
All right, that hits. Roll for damage.
Are you using you're using your spell attack, right?
Yep,
Okay.
yeah.
Just making sure.
It's melee. It's melee spell attack.
I like that.
1d8
Nice,
plus
that's
your
a-
casting mod.
Yep. I was just reading to double check. Which is 9 damage.
Yay, dead doggy. I mean, I'm not happy the dog's dead, but I'm happy the wolf is dead.
All right, is that your turn?
That's my turn. So we only need to do
Like 20 damage, yeah.
currently 19 damage.
Yeah, 19's the current minimum that we have to do to these guys, so that's not bad. Grandma, it's your turn.
The wolf that's still standing behind Slayer is still within range for sneak attack, correct?
Yes.
Great. That's who Grandma's gonna take an attack on. Grandma's bow breaks in half.
That's
If
a
you
one.
roll in that one,
Yeah.
yeah, I'm gonna say your bow's out of commission until you get it repaired.
Okay, we'll get you another one. Just buckle up.
And Grandma just goes, "Son of a biscuit!" And that's the first thing you
Ladies
heard
and
her say
gentlemen,
in
boys
a
and
while.
girl,
Hey, Daily here.
We are
welcome
in
to the segment
combat
where we
here.
ask, what did Nessa miss?
That's
We
wolf
fought some
attack.
dogs. A few of them died.
And Grandma rolled a nat 1 and broke her bow.
Yeah.
You
And,
currently have bless on you.
Also, yeah, and
I
Bella
currently-
did some cool shit with a spiritual weapon that is way more powerful than I remember it being.
Yes, spiritual weapon. Very good.
I love that.
And
I love
X
that
is
spell.
wearing sunglasses.
I
Alright.
always wear sunglasses when my head hurts.
All right. Well, I think that's the end of your
Ah.
turn there, DSA.
Oh, roll
Do you-
initiative.
Roll
Unless
initiative.
you
Alright, roll
say
initiative.
with because it broke, that Grandma can then use her
She can use the
Psychic
sticks as an
Blade.
improvised weapon.
Can you summon it as a bonus action?
yeah.
Then
you-
yeah,
you-
you
can
can
you-
summon your
cool.
blades.
Well, can you attack with it as a bonus action?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
By the way, my initiative is a 5.
Oh, good. Also, Grandma, if I remember the ability properly, you can summon both of them now that you won't have both of your hands free, because the you don't have the bow anymore.
Well, I know switching weapons sometimes counts as an action, so that's why I was asking if Helly will let me, since it broke.
It's an attack action. Can't you summon them as a bonus action?
Let's
though?
see.
I can, but we also talked about because of how little wording is on it, that typically I have to have that hand free at the beginning of the turn. So that's why I'm asking.
I would say you have one hand free.
Cool. So then I
Your
will.
broken bow is still in one hand, and the hand that you loaded the arrow with is now your free hand as you dropped the arrow.
Okay.
Okay. So then
I think that's
will-
fair.
So then I will summon a psychic blade, and I will throw it at the same wolf. Come on. Okay, that why I needed that one. That's a 13 on the dice. Plus 6 is a 19, which hits.
Yep.
Instead of a d6, I use a d4, and then my 3d6 for sneak attack. Okay.
Oh, with bless you have a +4
this
to
would-
a
Then I don't have blessed, so I don't have it.
Whenever you take the attack action, you can manifest the psychic blade, which means you took the attack action, you failed the attack, which means you're actually still getting the d6 damage.
Well, no, because again, that's an attack with the bow. This is not an attack with the blade.
Well,
The
no,
damage
whenever you-
dice
okay,
on this bonus action is a d4 instead of
Yes.
a d6.
Okay.
So that's going to be a 6, 7, 8, 9 damage.
All right. And I think that's your turn now.
Yes, it is.
There we go.
Oh, it dealt no.
Alright.
It left no mark. It still hurt like hell, though.
It is bloody, but it is not on the ground.
I feel like when the
Alright.
blade hits, it
Oh
like
wait, yeah,
looks
no,
like
I
it's
remember.
sinking
I'm the one
in.
who told us to get ready for
I
this
like
battle.
Yes.
I love how I'm the one who noticed the wolves, and yet I'm probably the net last in the initiative.
Well, you
Yes.
noticed them and then scrambled for a couple seconds.
You were
like,
trying to find your sword.
Yeah.
Tell-
Your sword
tell-
Where
is
the
not where
fuck
you
is my
remember it.
sword? Where the fuck is my sword?
You left it in the cart.
But I'm standing in the cart.
All right, so this guy gonna just fucking book it. This guy who is out of range of the opportunity attack for that dagger.
Is he gonna avoid the dagger? Because he'd have to take a full movement, extra movement around it to escape it.
Well, he's going to spend 10 feet
Oh,
or to go this way to try to munch on you,
come at me.
and he gets to
You're
roll
not
with
gonna-
advantage.
Yes. No.
Pack
he-
tactics.
He is not currently within 5 feet of the other wolf.
Let me look up pack tactics real quick, just to make sure I'm remembering how this works correctly.
Yes, they do
If
have
at
to be
least-
within like 5 feet.
So, has advantage
you're
of at
right.
least
No,
one
you're
of the
right.
wolf's allies within 5 feet, just like your guys' sneak attack.
Yeah, no, you're right. It's the same. I forgot.
Kobold has the pack tactics with one of its racial
Well,
feats.
that'll work. I mean, hit me. Come on.
That's 17 plus 4, 21. That's a hit.
You motherfucker.
It's not gonna do much damage.
I'm just mad that you hit me with a wolf. I'm so mad.
My sounds aren't playing. My bra sounds are not playing. I will need to look at that in a moment.
I heard my bra sounds are not playing, and it took me a minute to remember. he made
That is
bruh.
8.
Bruh.
That is 8 piercing damage, so
Minus 3.
5 damage to you.
That's fine. I'm not mad. I'm just so
Disappointed.
frustrated.
So
I'm frustrated because I have something for if he misses me, so I'm just waiting.
well, don't worry, because now he's going to use his remaining 30 feet to book it, but you're going to get an opportunity attack.
I'm gonna keep my reaction.
Okay.
Thank you, though. I appreciate the kindness.
This guy's gonna fucking book it. And
Just stayed there the whole time.
this guy's dead. That guy's dead. This guy is surprisingly gonna try to book it.
He's running away from me.
Yes. Are you
Okay,
wanting?
now I'm gonna take my opportunity attack.
Okay. Please roll to hit.
Okay.
Did you
I'm gonna
guys know that the
a
patent
quick
for the
question,
fire
is this the
hydrant was
bloodied one,
destroyed in the
Helly?
fire?
This is the bloodied one. This is the one that just got hit by the knife. Also to
That is a 16 plus 7 to hit, so 20.
Bruh.
3.
okay. Sounds like it should be working now. So what was
23
that?
to hit.
It hits.
Okay.
Go
that's
ahead and roll your funny math rocks.
a
Bruh.
8 to hit.
What the heck is a pumpkaboo?
That's a 6 plus 6.
It's a
so
Pokemon.
12
It looks like
points
a
of
pumpkin.
damage. 12 points of damage to this motherfucker. Good.
Can we make wolf stew?
As they run away, I'm gonna be like, I'm making boots. You can have the meat. I'm making boots.
Okay. Can we have one of
made
the
a
tails?
coat.
Because Essence likes to collect tails.
I will
We're
make
not
you
getting
a
into
coat
why.
of tails. There are so many tails here.
Okay.
All right. So
She would like that very much.
Are you guys
Essence
going to
is chasing tail.
Are you guys going to pursue the wolves? Or are you going to let them
Dude.
continue fleeing?
Helly, I'm angry. I don't think you understand. I'm angry,
Chase the wolf.
and
chase the wolves.
I'm within running to this guy and beating the shit out of him range. And if I remember correctly, I am also within throwing a javelin range of his friend. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to make this quick dash up to this wolf, and I'm going to swing at it. I'm going to swing at him.
Okay.
Swing, batter, swing.
That is not the best swing. That is 5 plus 7 is
12, which
12.
does not hit.
I'm going to
You
swing
still
at him
have-
again, Helly.
You still have your D4.
That is... Oh, I didn't roll my D4. That's right. 12 plus 4, 16.
That does hit.
Okay, I'm going to roll my D8.
Darn you, spiritual weapon, for not being concentration and being broken as fuck.
I know. It's 8 points of damage, and I'm going to expend a superiority die to terrify this fucker. Actually, no.
It's already running, mate.
No, it's fine. I'm not going to do that because that doesn't let me add the superiority die to the... No, I do add to the damage roll, so I'm going to add the D8. Since I hit him, I'm going to add another D8 to the damage roll. And that
He's
is
already
another...
running.
That's another 3, so 3 plus... What did I roll before?
I don't know. I didn't hear it.
It's 3 plus... I think I rolled a 7 or... No, it was an 8. I rolled an 8,
Yeah.
then I rolled a 3, and then I add 6. I add my strength modifier, which is 4, plus my dueling bonus, which is 6.
It's a lot of damage.
So 8 plus 9 plus 8. He dead. Now I'm gonna throw quick toss because that one doesn't take a bonus action. This one does. I'm gonna quick toss a fucking javelin at the other dude that's running away.
He's 30
And that
feet.
is okay. Well, that's not bad. I can add a D4. I can add a D4 still.
'Cause
Or is
that's
it
not
once per
better
turn?
than the net.
I'm about to say, I don't think that's a once per turn because it's again broken.
Okay, so that is a
Bless
that
is
is
another
a
broken spell.
6 plus 4, which is a 10 plus 5, so 15 to hit.
15 hits.
And I'm gonna do the javelin damage plus the D8 because fuck you.
I think the only thing that would break Bless even more is if it was a cantrip instead of a leveled spell. But
D6, D8.
Or a bonus action.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
That is a 3 plus 6 is 9 plus 2 is 10, 11, and then does dueling still apply to this?
I
I
No,
thought,
it's a melee weapon. So
Yeah.
no, dueling does not apply. So that is 11 points of damage to that guy.
it is still alive, but it is limping.
That's fine. That's my turn.
All right, Valk, it's your turn.
is
I'm good
any
at
of them
small
near
targets.
me actively going to attack?
No, they are all running.
One
Yeah,
of
I'm
them has a
standing.
javelin in it, though.
The closest one is about 45 feet from you.
And the javelin's about 50 feet.
I'm gonna cast Healing Word on the one with the javelin sticking out of it.
Okay, fine. I'll just mark that javelin off real quick.
How much is that healing for it?
Uh, 7 points of healing.
All right. Make note of how much HP he has.
And I'm not going to do anything else because I don't feel the need to kill animals that are not actively attacking us.
Fair enough. DSA, it's your turn.
My grandma's, she sees Goblin Slayer throw a javelin. She goes, okay, I guess we're running. And so she starts to, she's about to, jump off of the wagon, and then she sees it heal, or sees Bella heal it. So she sits down and she goes, are we going after them, or are we just going to collect up and head out?
I'm just going to pick up the corpse of this dog and start walking back this way.
Okay, then Grandma will hop down and just start throwing the other wolves that they killed into the cart.
I'm basically picking it up by its front legs in one hand, hind legs in the other, and throwing it over my shoulders because wolves are big. They're medium.
Grandma's just gonna drag as best as she could. She knows she's not gonna fully get it in there, but she's pulling them
Ness
closer.
is gonna help. Ness is gonna help, man.
I like at this point. It's by the time that they're like, you guys are all said like, okay, we'll just pick up the dead wolves. Is when Nessa finally
found her sword.
when you comes around.
Man, I missed all the action.
draw the sword,
wait,
running
don't
around the corner. It was like, where'd they go?
I just toss a wolf right at your feet and look at you and be like, thanks for calling it out. What happened? Are you okay?
As Slayer gets back in range, Helly, can I use the butt of my spiritual weapon to ding up against Slayer's helmet?
Yeah, definitely.
Not actively causing damage, just
Sure.
like a slap upside the head, dude, you're a moron. What was that for?
Ow. What? Look, I was just trying to get more wolf pelts at that point. I'm sorry. I'll leave them alone next time they run.
You were not. You were trying to take out your anger on some poor animals that were leaving the fight.
I mean, that animal did hit him first. I
It
mean,
was
I'm very much if they
leaving
hit hurts that you have every right to end their lives. But that may be a bit extreme now that I'm thinking about it.
It was actively leaving the fight, no longer a problem.
I look at her for
I'm
a
sure that'll
minute and
take
then
care of
just
things.
nod and go, fair enough.
Now, would you like a hug?
I look at you for an even longer, like I just sit there and stare at you.
No
I
response.
don't move, but I'm now just silently staring at you, thinking it over.
He's remembering when
This
he
little-
offered a hug to Nan, and Nan just like full on just started weeping, and he's like, I don't know if I want that kind of hug.
Nessa's gonna lean over to Bella and she's gonna be like, go hug him. Do it.
Bella's just gonna walk up and hold open her arms. She's not going to initiate the hug. This is absolutely his choice.
He just looks at her for a little bit and then just kind of sighs and just walks over and gives you like a really half-hearted, like kind of like half wraps his arms around you and just stands there and like pats you on the back. Really awkward, like adult hugging a kid.
Yeah, close enough.
Kid, they're snotty nose. I'm thinking of like when I worked at the daycare, and they're all nasty from being sick, but they still want love and attention, and you're like, pat their back, but like keep them as far away from you as possible.
I mean, there is a suit of armor between him and the air, and then another suit of armor between you and the air. So, like, there's two suits of armor and a little bit of space between us. It's a hug, technically.
Well, you
Goblin
have
Slayer's had a weird relationship with hugs, and it's not getting better.
Yet Bella keeps doing it. This is just the first time she actually offered instead of just hugging him.
Yeah.
you
just
guys
like-
have collected 5 wolf pelts. Well, 5 wolf
They're
bodies.
wolves.
Helly, can I use my leatherworking skills to properly skin these animals?
I believe there is actually a check for that, like a DC.
I think
for
it's a
that.
leather worker's tools I can use to do that. Is what I'm saying, because it would be a check with
That's
my
what you did the last
proficiency
time for the
and-
deer.
Yeah, and my dexterity, I think, is what we decided on, or was it?
Yeah, Dex.
Yeah, it was dexterity.
Well,
So
hey,
that's
me and
2
X
plus
earlier
10.
found out that there's actual like things that you can do with the different tools.
Yeah, I wasn't sure if that. I was looking at the leatherworking tools earlier, and it lets me identify the pelts and stuff. But I also imagine like it cuts the time down on doing the skinning of the
Yeah.
animal too and stuff. Like if I do it well, so I'm just gonna roll to see how good of a harvest I get from these wolves. That's a 16 plus dexterity plus proficiency, so plus 5, so that's a 21.
With a 21, I'd say that you go about and get all of the hide off of the wolves with little issue.
I properly prep the pelts for safe travel, because honestly, like how you prep pelts is you just make sure all the fat is scraped off of the inside, and then you kind of like you put a little bit of salt on it, and then he just rubs it with the salt that he comes with his tools, and then just like puts them in a pile in the back. He's like, all right, there's
Makes
the
a
pelt."
great pillow.
Yeah, we'll field tan them when we actually get to town. We'll properly tan them.
For the tails, this is Grant actually asking, could you, like, when you cut off the tail, if you choose to, I'm forgetting the actual word. Castrate is not the right. When you put something that's hot that burns like the skin
Cauterize.
Cauterize it?
Thank you. If you cauterize it with your lizard friend, would that be useful?
I
Grant's
don't-
actually
I
asked
mean,
because she doesn't know.
he's like standing there holding the pelt. And he's like, I mean, I could just cut the tail off of the pelt like I did here. And you can see like he actually broke the tail at the base and cut between the vertebrae, and then just kind of like let it bleed out until it was dry, and then salted it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, see, it's just like that. And then when we properly tan it, we can get the tail to be nice and flexible. It's not going to be as flexible right now.
Gotcha. You learn something new every day.
Yeah.
And Gran
Brother
sits
Kenneth
back
misses
down
the
and pulls Essence into her lap. The piece of plywood just has Essence leaning up against her.
Piece of cardboard.
I still think
Okay.
it's from
She just
Ed
picks
and
up the
Eddie.
cardboard cutout of.
I'm thinking of
I'm
the.
also going to field butcher
Mhm.
these, which is essentially I am just gutting them, and they are whole carcasses, and I'm going to roast one whole over the fire as we
Ooh, that
sleep,
sounds
so that when it
good.
comes, like I'm basically sticking it over the coals of the fire, building, putting some more, putting a whole bunch of coals on top of it, and then just leaving it in the fire pit overnight with some salt on it.
Wait, are we stopping here for the night? Or
I mean, you guys were already stopped. This happened during
This is
second
already-
watch.
This is halfway through second watch. I'm taking care of this, and I'm going to bed.
Oh, I thought. Oh, right. For some reason, my brain thought we were still moving. Ignore me.
Slow
I've slept
roasted
since last week.
overnight.
All good. I mean, how dare.
I know. I'm sorry.
I can't believe you've done this. All right. So, rest of the watch goes by without much of a hitch. And
Oh yeah, because this happened on my watch, didn't it?
Yes.
Yep.
Because there was one more watch after
That's why
mine.
it was so funny that you lost your sword for the fight. To be fair, it was only 2 rounds of combat, so losing your sword for 12 seconds is not unsurprising.
Wait, didn't you lose your sword, X, because you left it at the dragon?
Yeah, I had a backup. I found the
Oh,
red
okay.
branch swords in my back pocket. I was looking at it at my.
I was
my
just
shield.
thinking, like, you took her sword. It was like,
Oh
I'll
yeah,
just
the
take
sword
care
I
of
have.
it.
The sword I have right now is not hers. Although
No, you have
that
a
would be
spear.
really
Oh,
funny.
hey.
No, you were given
I
a
have a
spear.
Suddenly,
Oh, I have a
suddenly
spear.
Plank is no longer.
It would have been so funny to be like, I'm just
I
taking
would
your
have done
sword.
less
And be
damage
like,
with that
and
spear.
throw it behind the cart and be like, why couldn't you find your sword?
All right.
Hi, soul.
So
Hi
now
guys,
we
I'm
get.
awake now.
You are no. And like that, the 2x4 has returned into a humanoid shape.
So Grandma's no longer holding on to a piece of plywood. Grandma is actually holding on to a little kitty.
All right, and it is. So, is DSA going to go back to sleep at this point, or are you staying up through the remainder of second watch?
Well, Gran did first watch, so she's gonna go to sleep.
Okay. So,
Grandma
Bella's
needs her
going back
full
to
night of
sleep.
rest.
all right, time to wake up third watch.
And that was Slayer, unless you want to change that.
Yeah, I believe it was Slayer.
Oh, then I'm gonna my entire watch is gonna be me like every like 10 minutes. I'm checking the wolf that's roasting in the pit and like making sure it's like cooking nice and well. And then I just sit and I keep an eye out for more of them as I'm like breaking down the rest of the wolf carcasses into travel like bags. Like I'm cutting the legs to make them into like little leg chops that I can easily carry around and like hang off of the cart and stuff. And it's like we killed some wolves. They're food.
You hear an occasional howl throughout the night, but nothing comes and bothers you.
That's fair. Honestly, at this point, I'm pretty sure I could handle the last 2 wolves of this pack if they decided to come and get me. So every time I hear a howl, I just perk up, look in the direction of it, and if I see a wolf, I just glare at it. White hot rage.
See, I told you were going to be fine through this encounter.
I wasn't worried. I was worried.
You were very worried.
Okay,
Your
look, I
poker
was very
face.
worried. I was paranoid. I was definitely paranoid this time.
You were having post-dragon anxiety.
Dude, it hurts. When it did all of my health in one round, that was rough because I have all of the health.
Not anymore.
But yeah, no, you guys wake up to fully roasted wolf, and that is what breakfast is.
Mm.
Did anyone
like
clean
that.
the tails?
I already did for you, honey.
You knew so well.
I do. Gran knows her granddaughter.
I've also, by the way, Helly, I will have also like cut the tails and like strung them together with a small piece of leather that I have, and like now they're just on a string, like really close together.
Oh
and I
my gosh, we
I
can
just
make
hand it over.
make
I just
Essence
like
a nine
offer it
tail.
to Essence. It's 7 tails. I just offer
So
it
she's
to
got
Essence.
8. We need one more.
Well, you didn't get 8. You got 5 out of here.
We got 5.
You
Oh yeah, we
killed
only
5.
killed 5 of them.
You killed 5 of the 7. You did not kill all 7.
I got 5 tails. I just hand her the 5 tails.
Key Slayer, we really appreciate it.
Yep.
Also, if I could have one of the leg bones once we've eaten off of it, I would really appreciate it.
Sure, you can have this one. As I just hand her a leg.
Yes. And Gran, like, she gets this, like, really, like, when somebody gets something that they've been wanting, kind of like that crazy look in their eye. And then Gran remembers, oh, wait, people are around. And so she's like, thank you. And puts it into her bag and then eats her breakfast.
I give Bailey 1/2 of like the chest section of the wolf, the ribs. And I just hand her half of that. It's a big old section. And I'm like, here you go, good luck with that. As he takes the other half, hands a leg to Bella and hands a leg to Essence, and then sits down and just like starts
Nessa's
pulling
going to
the
just...
meat and like eating it with his hands.
Nessa's not
It's-
even bothered
Oh,
with her hands. She's just gonna bite into it. She's gonna...
It's like smoky Tarzan steak style with lots of peppercorn and salt. So it's
Bella's just gonna pick
it's
off
greasy,
pieces
too.
to feed our hawk. While she eats, Bella's just feeding some to the hawk, Holly.
Essence will slowly eat hers while looking down in shame because she didn't wake up for the fight.
Oh,
you
it's
woke up
okay.
just after the fight.
Yeah, like Gran pulled her up into her lap and she's like, what did I miss?
I
Oh,
will offer
crap.
a berry to Ivana to keep her away from my wolf. Because I don't want another incident happening again where she eats something that's not going to settle right with her stomach and throw up in my pocket again.
It's like this meat tastes like pork, by the way. It's like pork mixed with chicken, depending on how old they are. The older they are, the more they taste like pork. The younger they are, the more they taste like chicken. Don't ask me how I know that. I just looked it up, okay? I'm on a watch list.
Aren't we all? Let's be honest.
But you know,
I feel
it's
like-
really good because it tastes like that charcoaly flavor.
I feel like D&D players are inherently on watch lists, especially DMs.
Oh, especially DMs. The things I've looked at.
I'm a writer. I am working on 3 different books, and so I can't imagine the nonsense that's on my watch list. Look,
I Google random facts that I come across while reading.
Mm-hmm.
Not all of
Those
them
are
are
excellent.
PG.
And Helly, when I'm done, I'm gonna see if my lizard wants some of the rib bones. If he'll eat that.
I mean, if he will take it and you will watch it just slowly become charcoal.
As he's just sitting there chewing on the on the leg bone, on the big chunk of
He's
ribs.
teething. It's good for his teeth.
I watch him do it. I'm like, I really like this little guy.
Hey, see, he's teething on the bone while any of the meat that's left on it is just burnt to coal.
Charcoal. Oh yeah,
Turns into
charcoal.
bacon.
I like the idea that he swallows the charcoal and then later he just goes, oh, and then like coughs up like a chunk of rock almost every time.
It's just a puff of smoke.
And I have some leftover veggies and stuff, so I'm feeding that to my Pariwara.
I love the idea of him just sneezing and like a huge cloud of smoke pops out of the vents in his back. And then he just like sits there looking at me with his tongue hanging out, like wobbling back and wagging his tail. And I'm like,
Wobble baby,
That-
wobble baby, wobble baby.
was the weirdest thing I've ever seen you do. Okay, fair enough.
Does he poop out rocks, by the way? Like,
He spits if I remember correctly, a lava lizard literally turns it into molten stuff, slag, and then spits it at its enemies, and like keeps some of it in its belly at all times. They're weird. That's
have a
why they
ranged
have the
attack.
spit attack. Yeah, they have the spit attack.
Well, no, the
Pocket
only reason why I
sand.
asked was because if he pooped out rocks, I would just be like, Broccoli just constantly like picks them up and adds it to his collection.
Broccoli is
Hey,
made
that
out
gives
of
me an
poop
idea.
rocks.
Ellie,
Partly.
I am going to chuck him a rock to see if he eats it. I just offer him a rock on my hand to see if he eats it. Because at this point, like, I'm kind of still training him to not be as hot.
I
But
mean,
also,
he
like,
will
I'm
he
seeing
will
if he'll-
take
if
he will
likes
take the rock and he will start just chewing on it. Just
His
He's
gums
not
hurt.
very-
He's a baby.
He's not very
He's
smart,
teething.
is he?
Oh, honey, he's
I
probably
gave you
just
a
teething. His
berry.
gums hurt.
I gave you a berry, Ivana. I handed you a berry. You
Wait.
can't have my wolf.
Do salamanders have teeth?
Yes.
I think so.
Oh, Ivana,
Yeah.
by the way, there is probably lots of wolf meat, like, on the bones on different parts of the meat anyways. Like, there's only so much you can eat of this wolf before you have to, like, really get into the nitty-gritty.
Most species of salamander have small teeth in both their upper and lower jaws.
Oh, so
Yep.
he is teething.
Yeah, they're technically
I love him
carnivores.
just chewing on the rock. It's like his favorite
Technically,
ball.
salamanders are considered carnivores because they eat insects, worms, small fish.
The occasional wolf.
When I was a child, we had a zebra striped salamander, which I think it was a zebra stripe. They're an endangered species. We had one as a pet because the pet store made a really big mistake in selling it to us, and my mom tried to return, figured it out doing research and went to go, back to the pet store, and they're like, we can't, it's lived in captivity too long, we can't take it back.
Yeah. At that point, there's the only thing you can do is just take good care of him.
But yeah, we had him for a long time. His name was Sal.
Salamander.
So, Helly, for like, are we as we're kind of like breaking down the camp, and anytime I have time, I'm still trying to train Lizard Boy to be less stressful. Again, like I'm now going from panic mode to okay, we're just traveling, we'll be fine, we'll be there at the end of the day. I'm okay.
There's
I
no
just
dragon in
wanna
the
pet-
horizon.
I want to pet my pet lizard that I love, that I didn't realize I needed this love until I found it. And I am going to sit near my friends who I care about, even though I refuse to admit it, and just take a moment to really reevaluate my life.
Bella's gonna make sure that she's also adopted by your boyfriend, so like you can't get rid of her.
That's not going to be hard. That's not going to be hard. You're wearing full plate armor. I've already signed the adoption papers. If you have parents, I'm sorry, but they now share custody.
You had Essence forge
That just
the
means you have to
documents.
come to the village.
Yep. Grandma had the paper, gave it to Essence. Essence forged the documents,
Actually,
and
that's
he
a
signed.
good idea. I can go back to your village and retire with my boyfriend and learn new cuisines until he decides he wants to move somewhere else and learn different cuisines, and then move with him.
See, he said boyfriend. We're doing great.
Best friend. My best friend. Sorry.
Freudian
Just
slip.
Boyfriend.
marry him already.
It's fine. Hey,
Bella
Slayer.
just continuously refers to him as your boyfriend. Partly because she doesn't really know what that means, but also because she knows it flusters you.
He never corrects any of you, though. He only corrects himself.
Hey, Slayer.
Boyfriend, I mean.
Did by chance is one of the skulls salvageable?
Helly,
And Grandma
I
gets
probably
this like wily smile on her face, like
I
I
look
really
over
hope so.
over at the bone pile where I kind of left the head, and I'm just like, "There's that one," and then there's the one I peeled the skin off of there, and the one I peeled the skin off of there, and the one I peeled the skin off of there.
I'm gonna be honest. I kind of want all the bones. I know I can't have all the bones. We'll get into why later, but I would like at least one of them, if not two.
I'm going to pick out my favorite of the skulls, and just like pick it up, make sure it's I mean, at this point, I've probably parted that wolf out and left the skulls out somewhere as kind of a warning to the other wolves or whatever you
Mhm.
do with skulls. And I just pick one of them up and I look at it after a second and I just walk over to you and be like, here.
Gets
It's
a
still
like
got-
crazy
It's
look in
still
her
got
eye.
it's still got a brain inside and some fleshy bits, so you might want to empty it out and clean it up real good. But
Grandma reaches her hand in to grab the brain and pull it out.
you would have to. Okay.
Well, if you severed it at the neck, couldn't she go through the
She
back
could
and pull it
technically
out?
reach through the back cavity. Yeah, I was just thinking about that.
And pulls it out. Essence, you want a brain?
Do you have a
Just
jar?
peeks
Essence
up like
is not a zombie.
brain.
Get the jar out of my bag. And she like leans
Takes
her
her
bag
away.
up to her.
We'll have it. We'll get some.
Y'all are
Which
gonna
paperwork.
get
pocket is
some
it
form
in?
of authorities on your ass at some point for the shit you're doing.
No, Helly. Here's the thing. Wolf brain in a jar sounds like something you would totally find in a bazaar in D&D. Like that's the kind of thing you
Exactly.
would totally find, where it's like, I have a wolf brain in a jar, and someone's like, "What the? I'm in. That is weird."
Mhm. It's
You
not
could
like
sell that
it's
to a
a
researcher.
human-
Hi,
sounds
my
like
name
an
is
elf.
Ivan. I'm
Sure,
looking for a
yeah.
wolf brain in a jar.
Are you looking for a wolf brain in a jar? And to be
I
fair,
also
though,
have
a
a
lot of
raccoon
researchers I
brain.
know would go, "I wasn't looking for that, but now I
And now I
must
want
have
it."
it. I must have it."
Mhm.
Essence
Essence
yells to
pulls the
Grandma, which pocket is it in? There's too many.
Oh, it's gonna be in the main one because it's a bigger jar.
Essence slips and falls face first into the bag and is never seen again.
I'm
I
still
thought
waiting
the bag
for
of
Gran to
holding.
get the bag of holding. Like Gran really wants one. She has too much crap.
Well, you're
But once you
broke as
pull the
shit
jar
right
out-
now.
Hey, I some money, not much, but
It's
I
the
have
grandma bag, which is basically a bag of holding but discounted.
some. Right?
It's the
exactly.
great
It's a
bag
bag
of
of
holding.
holding.
Poppins'
It's a bag of holding because it's deceptively big. Like everyone
Yes.
thinks it's smaller than it is, but when you realize how big it is compared to grandma and how big it really is and how many
It actually
pockets are
like
in
goes
it,
under her tail and you can't really
Oh,
see it. It's a huge bag. It's more like a vest of a bag.
she's got it like wrapped around her waist and then it applies. There's like more pockets along the tail.
Mhm. Mhm. Yeah, Grandma needs supporting on her behind when she falls. Anyway, as Essence pulls the jar out, she shoves the brain in it and then puts the lid back on. And
Got any pickles, grandma?
Grandma starts looking through back. Oh no, honey,
We
we ate
still
them
have the
all.
jar. We still have the jar though with all the pickle juice in it, right?
Oh yeah, you did in fact keep the pickle juice. I do remember you making a note of that.
You did.
Grandma
specifically-
opens the bag and pulls up the brain and realizes
Specifically
it's
for-
in some sludge. I think this was it.
Oh, that'll keep it longer. It'll be less likely to go bad. We'll just get some formaldehyde when we get back to Baldur's Gate, and we can preserve it.
You specifically said you were keeping the pickle juice for Nessa's
know.
hangovers.
Yes, I know.
And Grandma
And,
just
well,
accidentally stuck it in. stuck a
Essence
brain
just
in it.
grabbed a jar and Grandma was like, put it in. And she's like, oh.
Hey.
Well, I mean, technically, you can eat some brains. I mean, like, you probably could
I'm
drink
not
it. You may
eating
want to
brains,
boil
man.
it.
I'm
Not
not
my
eating brains,
fault.
Dan. I'm not a zombie.
No, hun, not your fault. Grandma should have looked before she shoved the brain in it.
We'll buy
But
you
it's
some
probably
yogurt
still
if you
usable.
get out.
It's like when Grandma's like, oh, that yogurt in the fridge that's 3 years old, it's perfectly fine. You still can eat it. It's kind of that mentality.
Oh,
And she puts it in her bag. And then the skull, she's like, no, we'll keep this skull intact, and puts it in her bag. She's like, we'll have to, she leans over to Essence. You know how we talked about making you a cape at some point with the 2 skulls for the shoulders? That's going to have to be postponed because I don't think we have
Aw.
enough room on this adventure. I know. I'm sorry, honey.
I can
Next
hold on
time.
to one of them.
Ellie,
You know you
I'm
can
going to
make
secretly
formaldehyde
put
out
one
of
of the
wood
other
ash.
wolf skulls in my bag.
Okay.
I mean, I think we have them out there, honey. But next time, I promise, we will purposely go out once we get back to the dojo to get another skull for you, or 2 skulls of the same pack or something, so we can add it to that cape we're working on back home.
Okay.
Okay. And Grandma gives her a kiss on the cheek. Alrighty, are we ready to go, y'all?
I'd look up from where I've just put something in my bag and like clip it closed. Yeah, sure. Let's go.
Okay.
I feel like I missed something, but that's okay.
All right. So it is time to.
I am
Hey.
driving the cart, but I am no longer the head of the party. I'm just driving the cart.
All right. Who?
Actually, no, I'm going to ride my horse. My horse and I are going to be riding next to the cart
I'll drive the car.
with my spear.
That's a good idea, Nessa, because you're the only one who has land vehicle knowledge.
Who knows how to drive?
Grandma lost her license a long time ago. That
Oh
would
yeah,
not
no,
be
because I
There
do.
was
I
only
do have
driving
land
it out of
vehicles
panic.
as one of my proficiencies.
But Grandma will sit in the back.
We had this conversation before because Goblin Slayer was just keep looking back at Nessa, who's just like trying to go, stop, like trying to drive trying to drive a manual without hitting the clutch.
Yeah, it was when you were cardboard and Grandma had to keep going. She can do it. I believe in her. She's got it.
All right. So
This
after
is very much skilled at this. It was one of her only jobs back in the work in the town militia. She drove the supply cart because they wouldn't let her fight.
That's actually hilarious and so accurate.
all right. And after another day of travel, the party has returned to the city of Phandalin at dusk.
I'm gonna try and sell the wolf meat and the other deer meat and stuff that we got on this trip. Because I have. No, I already sold the deer meat. I'm gonna sell the other 4 wolf carcasses. Because I in most situations in like a town where wolves will actually attack you in the wild, they'd probably either have a bounty or be happy to buy the meat off of you.
Yes.
Especially at the tavern where they have mystery meat stew and no one talks about what's in it because it's still delicious.
You know, sometimes it's just better to be naive and happy.
Mystery meat stew is one of my favorite stews. I love that they use redacted.
All right. So you can probably make it into the general trader as they're closing up shop here, and you're wanting to sell up the 4 wolf carcasses. They will give you.
The ghost may not have killed you, X.
I'm
But
gonna say
intimacy
20
is really
GP
weird
for
right
it.
What's that?
That will give you 20
said
GP
the
for the
the
5
dragon may
corpses
not
and
have
for the 4
killed you.
bodies.
That's good.
Oh, you're talking about GB, sorry.
Where, oh,
I-
where?
The necklace just like extra funds for us? Because I think she said we could just have it, right?
You can have it to wear it. You can give it back.
I have it in my backpack right now.
Y'all, the necklace was an heirloom. Should we return it?
I have not even mentioned that I found it, by the way.
We were all in the same room together.
We
when
were
you
in the
did.
same room, but I didn't mention what I found in the box. I just looked at you and nodded, so.
You said we got it and walked out of the.
Oh, I
Please.
did, didn't I? No, you're right. My bad.
Yes.
I just pull out the box and hand it over to Grandma and say, I kind of agree with you.
Is everybody else all right with that?
I like chaos, but I think that's the right thing to do in this case.
Nessa, Bella,
That's good for
I'm
me.
chill with it.
alrighty. Essence, you want to come with me?
Sure.
And we'll walk to their house.
I assume I'm
And-
selling it at like either the inn or the Lion Shield Coaster, so that's where I'm heading.
I
the
said
inn
the general
first.
trade.
Oh, the general trade. Then I'm going to the general trade store, yeah.
Okay, so
Grandma, we need to make sure to get it from Goblin Slayer before we go.
It. He handed it to me. We're walking to them now.
Okay.
Where? I believe General Traders was somewhere around here. I don't quite remember off the top of my head. These two are going down over to here. And Bella and Nessa, what are you two doing?
That's a good question. I'm gonna go to the bar.
to the tavern.
We just fought a dragon. I'm going to the tavern.
Actually, there's
Alright.
2 taverns, Helly, remember?
Well, one of them's being refitted into a herbalist shop, not a tavern.
That's true. I'm just teasing.
I thought it was supposed to be half tavern too,
Yeah, he was still gonna
'Cause-
sell drinks.
because he was going to say when I turned old enough, I was allowed to drink with him.
I'm gonna head over to that herbalist shop and just kind of hang out.
It's been how many days, Helly? It's been what, 6 days?
Thereabout. It was 2.5 one way, 2.5 the other way, and then a day and a half there.
All right. You walk in and there is I have a single cask of ale up on the counter with a couple of with like 5 mugs next to it, and then on the shelves behind me there is a large collection of empty jars and like 3 less empty jars in it. And Matthias is currently like sitting at a stove, very carefully like watching a cauldron bubble, and like he's doing this thing where he steeples his fingers together and like taps the tips together, and he's just watching it.
Yes.
He looks up. Oh, hi. What brings you here?
I was bored.
Ah,
I will say, with Matthias, he was probably been made aware that if he sees any of his old adventuring party, to send them to Sildar.
oh, yes, just the person I need to see. Do Sildar was looking for the party. For the party.
Well, I know Essence went to go drink, and I
Nessa.
don't know
Essence.
where everyone else was. I was distracted by Holly.
Oh, cool. Do you want to learn how to distill purple worm poison?
Yeah, that sounds really cool.
Okay, I'm making a batch right now, although I'm going to dilute it a lot because it's just for rats right now. And he's gonna sit there and he's gonna like talk about all the mushrooms you have to chop and cook in certain ways and bubble down. And he's got like this little, it's basically a chemistry set, but for making poison specifically. It's his poisoner's kit.
And Bella is like 100% there. She is fascinated.
It's gonna take us all day to make that poison.
Remember, it is
He's
dusk
been working
right now,
on it. Yeah, he's been working on it since dawn.
and it's gonna go through the night.
Yep.
And she just keeps, like, as we're doing this, she just keeps talking about how, oh, that's like making medicine, and that's really cool.
And then Matthias is gonna chime in with, well, a lot of medicines are just repurposed poisons, in case you didn't know.
So she's nerding out.
Oh yeah. I love the idea that Bella just vibes really well with both of my characters.
And at this point, Bella is not going to be finding the rest of the party to relay the message.
That's
At
fine.
all. Not at all. And Bella is like your quintessential sunshine character. Grumpy characters
have to protect her. Like it's in their very nature.
All right. So we've handled Bella. We've essentially handled Slayer selling things.
Yeah.
Let's,
By the way, after I sell those things, I'm going to go visit. I'm going to go visit the front, the main, like the main gatehouse. What's
The
it called?
inn?
Not the inn. The magistrate's place.
the town hall.
Yeah, the town hall. That's what I meant.
Okay. Well, we'll come back to you in a little bit.
There's a dragon in Thunder Tree. They gotta know.
But
Someone's
we'll,
gotta tell them.
we'll come back to you in a little bit.
I know.
All right.
was just
Let's
explaining myself.
get to DSA and Soul. Walking up the street, looking for the old carpenter's house.
You said that this little boy that we had seen earlier was the same family. So
Not the same
at
family.
the that's what I thought was weird, but you had said it was this little boy.
Discord.
There was a boy in the cells, but it was not the same boy that led you to the underground area.
No, I know, but you said it was the same mom. But anyway, tell us where we're going.
Wait, wasn't the boy and the mom that we found in the underground the one that told us about the?
Yes.
Yeah, it was the farmer's son that led you to led you into the secret entrance.
I'm talking about who told us about the brooch. That's who we would have.
The people who were
the
captured.
people who were in the cells, in the Red Rand cells, told you about the brooch,
Okay.
which were the Carpenter's family.
Which we know where they live.
You guys had never
That's
met the
what I
Carpenters
thought.
before.
Yet,
Well, no,
how did we
met
never
them,
meet the
we just-
Carpenters before
Well-
we saved them?
Well,
We don't know where their house is.
Yeah, you don't know
You
where
don't
their
know
house
where
is.
their
The
house
first
is,
time
right.
you met them was in the
underground,
cells. Because you got into town, heard news that the Carpenter's father figure was dead, and that the rest of the family went missing.
We should find out where they live.
I'm sure if
So
you ask
we would've
around, you can find it, but
Yeah, we would have stopped in the inn then, since that's where we were, and I would have asked where they were.
okay. Well, after asking at the inn, you find their house here.
Nan goes up and knocks on the door.
Uh,
The fact that I heard a knock freaked me out.
Sorry, I actually knocked on my notebook.
Hearing startled sounds on the other side of the door, after a few moments, you hear a woman's voice ask who's there.
I forgot my name for a second because everybody keeps calling me Gran. It's Margie, honey. We were the ones who got you out of the cells.
We the people who saved you.
We the people who saved you. We the people of these United States of America.
Of the dojo who save people.
After a few more seconds, the door opens up and you see the wife's, whose name I'm forgetting on because I am what you would call a professional.
It is Marvin. Marvin. I don't know.
I'm
It looks
looking.
like
Here.
Marve.
Marv
Marva?
or Maeve.
Mava, something like that.
Myrna.
Myrna, I was close with my scribble scrabble.
Mira, Myrna.
Mhm. Hi, honey, we have something for you. And Grandma reaches into her bag and holds the box out to her.
She looks almost surprised seeing that box and slowly takes it and asks if this is for her.
Honey,
Well, of course.
you've been through a hard time, and we're just trying to help pay things forward a bit. Plus, I know how important heirlooms are. You have a good night, sweetheart, and we'll just start walking off.
thank you. Thank you so much.
And
You can
Grandma
start to-
turns back and smiles.
You can start to just see her just crying as she slowly goes back inside.
Oh, my heart. Grandma leans over to Essence and goes, "Well, it's fun to plunder and steal. Those kind of reactions. While it's a good deed, it warms here," and points to Essence's heart. "Now we got a lot of mushrooms. Do you want to go give them to Matthias and show him our
Matthias.
new brain in the jar?"
Ooh, yes.
Okay, let's go. And Grandma is gonna go, "On your mark, get set, go," and does her little grandma like running thing. It's not really a good run because she's an old lady and she knows Essence is gonna beat her. But
It just makes me
Alright.
think of the Scooby Doo fake runs.
Scooby Dooby, yeah.
Well, we will come back to you and Matthias and Bella all here. We will go about and go to Nessa trying to get a drink at the pub.
One second. Doing a thing.
Excuse me.
Alright. I'm gonna walk up to the barkeep. I'm gonna hold my hand up, and I'm gonna be like, whatever is the strongest you've got.
That barkeep's gonna is barely even looking you over. It's to pull out a book and just ask him, race and age.
I was waiting for you to do that. Human, 23.
Puts the book back away and turns around and just starts pouring something behind the counter. After a few moments, you get a very strong smelling tankard. He goes about and says, 5 silver.
Alright, I'm gonna hand him the 5 silver.
All right. He takes it and lets you go about and have your drink.
I'm gonna sit here sipping on it. And does X realize that he's muted?
Oh, I was talking that whole time. So
No, it's not
so
on
does it
camera.
smell like paint thinner, Helly? Like, is this moonshine?
It's essential. It's moonshine with a little bit of a fruity scent to it.
Okay, so they made moonshine with the apples instead of with the grain. Got it.
Yes.
This stuff will put hair on your chest.
And
He
if
filled
you
the
drink,
tankard full. He looked at you, said, "Yeah, this person just fought a dragon. Give her the hardest shit on the planet."
walked in and said, "Give me the strongest shit you have."
He poured like half a bottle of vodka's worth of alcohol into your glass and said, "Here you go. Good luck."
And
luck,
Ben-
Nessa's just gonna be sipping at it.
Beds are upstairs.
Well, a shot per sip.
All right, we'll come back to you in a few minutes. We'll have you do some con saves at that point. All right. We will go back over here to. Actually, no, I think in terms of timeline, we are over at the town hall.
Yay!
I'm
Where-
glad that Nan liked my joke.
It
Where-
was great.
Where there is Sidar and the
Oh, no.
townsmaster.
Oh no! I thought I was gonna have to make con saves now too.
Ivana's definitely
I-
sipping at your drink.
I-
That's
I-
an
the-
instant con save.
And Ivana is out. Is out like a light after just a sip.
She's passed out
Literally
on the
just a
counter.
dewdrop, and then that thing is just like starts shaking and then
I
plops
like
down.
to
Wings
imagine
stop
she
working.
literally reached in and picked up a literal drop of liquid from it and then sipped it and disappeared. Like
It's-
just and just immediately just went hick and then fell over.
Yeah.
And your healer has no clue what's going on.
It's fine.
Your
He's
don't
off
say
healer
that.
making
isn't there.
poison.
This is
Yeah.
totally Fae behavior though, because that is every single Fae I've ever met.
Ivana smelled the apples and like, ooh, this smells good. And out.
Yeah, Bella's off making making poison while you guys are off
Poisoning
Getting
myself.
your nonsense.
Poisoning your own liver. How does it feel?
All right.
So Goblin Slayer walks up to the table that they're standing at, I assume, and just goes, because are the doors open? Do I just walk through the doors?
I mean, they're not open, but they're not locked.
Okay, I just open them. I assume this is basically like a lobby anyways to me at this point. So I just kind of
Yeah.
open the door, like look in for a second, notice no one's really bothering me, and just walk right in and say, "Oh, hey, just the man I wanted to see." We
So there's
didn't
I look
find
at you and just say, "Been looking for you as well."
well, we didn't find anything in Thunder Tree other than and looks at the mayor and says, "By the way, there's a young red dragon roosting in Thunder Tree. Someone should handle that. It nearly killed me." And I point to the fact that my chest plate is still buckled in a couple places, and I'm said, "It hit me twice."
It hit Gran once. Or no, 3 times if she was down.
He looks at you and says he'll send word over to Neverwinter to see if we can get some proper authority on that.
Yeah, I don't have what it takes to fight that guy yet. Later, maybe if I get some real hardcore training in, do some great cardio, drink plenty of juice, I think I can figure it out eventually. But not right now. That made me reevaluate my life.
So he's gonna look at you like, "Oh, he hasn't reevaluated your life enough because we think we found where Cragmaw Castle is."
Oh God, I can use a win. I'm in.
He waves you over to show you just a small goblin drawn map.
Oh God, is that made? Oh, that doesn't smell very good.
Showing showing a rough drawing of the trail that runs from Neverwinter to here, with a castle drawing at the at one of the corners. For where the main trail branches off into the trail going into Phandalin. There's a small little castle drawing there.
So that's where the castle is.
That's where we're thinking.
Okay.
We're
Well,
waiting for you guys to get back before we we try and making a push here.
I like that plan. Can I fix my chest plate?
He goes about.
It'll take me like 3 hours tops.
He looks at the clock and says, oh, wow, my brain is fucking blanking on his name at the moment.
Sindar.
Not Sindar.
Just say
Val,
the mayor.
Rywey's name.
Grimgy.
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 Grimgy should still be over for another hour or two. He can help you out with that and get you up and
Oh, I
working
like
quick.
Grimgy. Him and I are friends. I'm down.
He tosses you
I
just
forgot that we named the blacksmith after.
Yes, he's Grimgy.
Oh,
tosses-
also we killed quite a few of the zombies there, but there are still zombies and little plant monsters.
I am proud.
Hey, well, there's a reason why people don't typically travel there.
Yeah, well, we got one of the things we came for, and that's being handled elsewhere. But
He tosses you a small sack of coins, and that should help cover any costs for Grimgy.
thank you. And let me know when they go to fight the dragon. I want to see its head when they. I will pay for some of the dragon flesh if they kill it. I want some of those scales. I'll put a bounty out for it if I have to.
The town master looks at you saying, "Hey, we can find you when it's going on. We'll let you know, but we priorities.
Fair enough.
We're not gonna hold up. We're not gonna tell them to hold off on letting that thing get any bigger just because someone's not there."
Yeah.
Essence is the one who puts a bounty out just as a gift to the dragon, being like, "Look at all the food I sent your way."
It's whoever
Totally
brings
do
the,
that.
it's whoever brings the dragon's head. 100 gold is not enough to fight a red dragon, but I'll save up. Don't worry. I want that corpse. Anyways, I just kind of nod to him and I go, "All right, I'm gonna go get this fixed and handle some other things. And then we'll come back in the morning. Does the morning sound good?"
Leave out bright and early.
All right, perfect. And we'll walk back out and head towards Matthias.
All right. And I would say at about this time of you heading towards Matthias, where you
Actually,
see...
no, I am heading towards Grimgee. I want to go straight to the forge. Matthias is the last stop on my thing, and that's not for a while.
Okay. So you'll spend a few hours here. I'd say about an hour and a half working with Grimgee, getting your armor back up in tip-top shape.
I am complimenting Grimgee on every single thing. And also, like, showing him any little tips that I see that I'm like, hey, maybe you can try. And this is another thing that I learned that I do. That does
He's gonna
this
try
thing.
he's gonna do the same thing to you, teaching
Oh
you
yeah, we are
You're
teaching
exchanging
each
notes.
other. We're exchanging notes. We're trading notes, and like, this is heaven for me. This is like, oh, finally, someone I can hang out with that has the same hyperfixation.
All right, and at about this time, we have the other. Hey, we have DSA and Soul making their
Before
way
we walk-
in. Yes.
Yeah, I was just say before we walk in, Grandma's going to go, "Essence, mushrooms, or brain?"
Brain.
Grandma puts the brain in her hand and uses her cape to cover it, and Grandma puts the mushrooms in her hands and covers them with her cape. And we're both gonna walk in and go, "Matthias."
At this point,
It is
Matthias
such
is
a-
like showing a bunch of little diagrams that he drew of like different potency and how it works. He's like, and you see if you change the and he like turns, he's like, Grandma, Essence.
And Grandma goes, 1, 2, 3, and then they take off their capes to show the brains that we brought and then all the mushrooms.
He looks at the mushrooms and goes, oh, and then looks at the brain and goes, oh. What is
Wolf brain.
that's a brain?
Yeah,
Brain.
in pickle juice.
I mean, it would be amazing to have on the wall. Can you imagine what people would buy if you had a brain sitting in a jar on the wall and you tell them you're a magic man? They'd like that shit.
And you know my collection back at home.
Oh yes, I forgot about the collection. And he kind of like stares off in the middle distance for a second.
We also got a wolf leg and a wolf skull, but not enough to make her cape. We'll have to do that another time. Anyway, and Grandma goes over to the table
And
and
tails.
like drops. And oh yes, we got a lot of tails. And Grandma pulls that out of her bag because I'm assuming Essence was like, "Grandma, I don't want to carry it here."
They
I
were
don't know
strung
how
on.
much
She
room
could have
Essence has on her
tied the
body.
string around her neck and just had them hanging off her back.
Oh, that's true.
Or around
Mhm.
her waist. I gave her some leather with it.
Hmm.
Or we could sew it to the end of the cape, so that way when I'm moving, the tails just swish along with the cape.
Is that what we did on the way? Grandma just sewed in each of the tails to the bottom of your cape.
If
Well,
we could
just
do that,
above
yes.
the bottom, so that they don't trail
Yeah.
in the dirt, but they're like at the base of the cape. So anytime she walks, they kind of like move with
Whoosh,
the cape.
whoosh,
Well,
whoosh.
my cape goes to like right below my butt, so it would be almost exactly where it would need to be.
Perfect.
Mhm. Anyway, well, we thought we'd bring this wonderful things to you. Essence, do you want to keep the brain or you want to give it to Matthias? And she kind of whispers that because she wasn't really planning on giving it to Matthias, just showing him. But he was like, "Oh, that'd be cool to have on the wall." So she's like, "Do you want to give him the brain or should we save it and try again later?"
Well, if this is our hangout spot and he plans to keep it and not sell it, then we can leave it here, and it could be just a really cool decoration to have on the wall.
That is very fair. And
For
Grandma,
atmosphere.
hmm and on the top of the lid, Grandma, she still has that bottle of ash. So she'll take it out and use it to write, "We'll fight," and like writes the date. And the Sage Dojo and Slayer and Bella on there just to make sure everybody's listed. If anyone looks at it, they know who got the brain and whatnot.
It's like a little tag that you have at a museum that has all of like the data
Exactly.
information on it. It's like
Mhm.
sitting right next to it.
Exactly. But she writes it on the lid itself. And then, okay. And then sets it on the table next to the mushrooms and takes a sip. Oh.
Kelly, I have a
Yes.
question.
I may have an
Formaldehyde
answer.
is a well-known and well-used poison in history. It's also a preservative for brains. Would I know both of those things? Like, you can preserve things in formaldehyde. That's part of why it's a poison. In other words, can Matthias know how to make formaldehyde because it's technically a poison?
Know how to make formaldehyde? I'd say sure. Would he
Okay.
know the preserving properties? I'd say would probably be
I'll
a
make a check.
nature check with proficiency.
Well, okay, that's a 19. So a 19 plus. All right, Matthias. Fuck.
And with a 19, you got it.
Okay.
I think he also
So
has the
Matthias
poison
looks at it and
kit,
goes,
too.
"I could put this in formaldehyde."
Yep.
Well, I guess I'm making formaldehyde.
But it looks
And he,
like you
like-
got something else going. So maybe tomorrow. It's in pickle juice. It should be
As
fine
soon as
for
you
a
say
couple
it,
of
it looks like
days.
you have something else going. He like sets it down on the counter, and goes,
Oh
"My
shit!
purple worm poison," and he turns and he goes to it, and like, just as it's going, he like has to puff the little. He has this little billows next to it. It's like a hand billows that he puffs into it to get it hot again. And he's like, "Okay, still good."
Alrighty. Well, we've been in a wagon for umpteen bajillion days, and I got killed by a dragon. So I'm gonna go sleep.
Hold up.
And Grandma's like walking out the door, and you're like, wait.
You got what? A drag? Where's the dragon? First of all, and also, you got killed by a dragon.
Basically, yeah. Where was it? Tree Hollow? No. What it? And Grandma's like
Thunder
trying to
Tree?
remember. Yes, that's it. Uh-huh.
Well, remind me not to
Yeah.
go to Thunder Tree when looking for mushrooms.
Yeah, it's a red dragon. Plus, there's zombies and grouts there, so
Maybe I could
Probably
go
not.
and talk to that druid man, and he would sell me some cool, weird mushrooms. I
he
heard
was
there a
very
druid
cute.
man,
Yeah,
but
you probably could.
He was
Anyway. Grandma's like, yeah.
Now,
He was very interesting conversation.
as squeeze.
just looks over at Bella, and then at Essence.
Anyway,
Okay.
yeah, the dragon there clawed at me and bit at me, and I'm sore still, and I'm getting flashbacks of dead ones who are coming back and having conversations with me. So I'm gonna go sleep because I'm tired. And
That-
Grandma walks out the door.
As you just walk out, and he just goes, "That's fucked up."
And
like,
Grandma's just gonna let Essence do
Bella
whatever
and
because she's with
Essence-
people.
Bella and
Trust.
Essence, you watch as Matthias flashes again, where he kind of like half transforms into someone and then flashes back. And he's like, "Oh, I'm still not used to that. Oh, fucking hurts." And then goes
I
back
love
to his
how
purple
all
worm
of the-
poison.
Like, all of this is happening, and Ness is just getting drunk at the bar.
Yep. Please roll me a con save.
Haley's getting wasted.
Doo-dah. Grandma's gonna make her dream bring pickle juice.
Not happening. Not happening.
Hi, Hazzy. How you doing?
See,
Hi, Hazzy.
that is a 13.
All right, with a 13, you are definitely starting to see the room tilt a little bit when it shouldn't be tilting.
Huh.
You are mostly through this tankard, but the room's starting to feel at like a 30-degree angle.
30. You're at 30 degrees daily. That's pretty far.
Okay, we got 30. 15. Yeah, we'll go 15.
Well, Ellie, I would like to again remind you, it's moonshine. It's not.
Yes.
She is like probably like a couple of sips in.
Hi, Shifty.
Hezzy, Shifty, thank you for the follow.
Goblin Slayer. Well, sorry, no.
Well,
At this
so-
point, Goblin Slayer's doing his thing.
So,
Daily
anyway,
doing
are you wanting to continue drinking and or get a new drink, or are you just gonna...
I'm just gonna stick with the one.
All right.
She's just
Keep
gonna
sipping on
try
my
and
one.
finish this drink.
I'd say with the conversations going on over at the
Herbalist.
herbalist, that she's probably a third to halfway through this tankard.
I'm gonna be passed out drunk by the time they get back to the dairy.
Oh yeah. Did you eat anything with that alcohol?
Nope.
Nope.
Fuck.
No, the last thing I ate was
Was
the wolf
breakfast.
meat.
We didn't stop for lunch on the way home, did we?
Nope.
No,
You guys just booked it to get home.
Yeah, that's fair.
Well, this technically isn't home. It's just where we're.
Home is where you
temporary
make it.
home.
home is
what-
where
Hey,
the heart
Ivana,
is,
you're
then
out
my
until
home's
tomorrow.
Where you are.
Yeah, Ivana, with your 3 to drinking mead, you're
With your size.
you are out until tomorrow. You are
Wait. Why should you calling you soup?
Because someone
It's a
misspelled
joke.
my name at one point.
it's a joke in another server.
At what point does Grandma walk into the end on Nessa's drinking?
I'd say probably at the halfway point of the tanker.
Come on, give us another roll, Daily.
Yep, let's get another roll. Let's get another con save.
Mm,
She takes a drink and rolls a dice, and Grandma's like, "Why is she rolling a dice?"
She's playing dice with the other guys in the tavern.
That's 17.
Okay, 17. The room's flattening out a little bit. You're still feeling a little bit whoa, but you're
definitely
rebounding.
buzzed. You've got
You're rebounding
solid
a little
buzz.
bit.
I like to imagine every time she takes a deep swig of this mug, she just kind of like takes the swig and then she goes, oh, woo.
That's some strong shit.
And then just goes and then stops again. And every time she does, the bartender looks up at her, makes sure she's still alive, and then goes back to polishing the cup and pouring drinks for the rest of the folks.
It's like, are you okay over there?
Grandma will walk up and sit next to Nessa, kind of look in her cup. Sir, and waves down the bartender. I'll have what she's having.
Sir, I'll have what she's having.
Hey,
Nessa just ran away from the dragon scared. Grandma got murdered by the dragon.
Now the question is, how fast are you going to drink, Grandma?
Hey,
Nessa's just been sipping.
well, no, I'm gonna say he looks Nan up and down and says, "Hey, you look a little bit older. We got some stronger stuff if you're wanting it."
Some
yes,
strong. The dude's
I will
got-
take that. Yes,
How
sir. I was
dare
almost killed by a
sir.
dragon. So yes, I will take the strongest stuff you got.
How dare you not give me the strong stuff like I asked?
Oh,
How
poor baby. And Grandma pats her shoulder while she waits to hear the price so she can pull it out of her bag.
Nessa being
I
butthurt
told
is
you
so
the
funny.
strong stuff. I'll get
Here-
stuffy out.
Here, can I try? Can I try a sip of yours, honey?
He holds up a finger and
Okay.
that's, he holds up the set of fingers and that's how many fingers am I holding up?
Constitution safe to tell.
1 sec. I'm rolling a d6.
Oh, I love it.
4.
Oh, honey.
Double vision.
Grandma is gonna like pick up her drink and kind of smell it. Oh yeah, honey. Oh, we'll work you up. I know I was mad the first time you drink, but that's because it was with bad guys. But we'll get you up to where Nan is. How much, sir? And she's
First
waiting
time I
for her
drank
drink.
wasn't even bad guys. It was with the guys at the militia.
He says
I
he's got a
drank
few
all of them under the table.
Grandma didn't see you drink with militia. Grandma saw you drinking with the red brands. That's what she's talking about.
Barkeep says he's
And I
got a few
drank them
options
all
at
under the
fi-
table.
He says he's got a few options at 5 gold.
And Grandma hands him the 5 gold.
All right. He asks, you want the shot or you want the bottle?
Take the
Is
bottle.
the bottle resealable?
No.
Can I keep the bottle after?
I don't care what you do with the bottle.
Cool, I'll take the bottle.
He goes about. Hey, you see him dig
Oh.
around underneath the bar. He goes about and pulls out just a glass bottle, hits it against the edge of the edge of the counter, popping the cap off, and hands you just a beer.
Grandma looking at a beer for 5 gold? Are you kidding?
This is Silver
Probably
Forge.
dwarf.
I take that
Dwarf
back.
beer.
Grabs it. Thank you, sir. And goes and sit next to Nessa and go, finish your drink, honey. And pats
That's
her
like
on the
saying,
shoulder as Grandma takes
beer?
a swig.
Seriously? No, this is sparkling ether.
Grandma takes a big swig of it.
Make a death save. Just kidding. I'm just kidding about that one.
It is not a death save, but you are gonna need to make a con save.
That's fine.
Oh,
Ghosties are going to come after you tonight.
That's an 18 on the dice plus 1, so 19.
All right,
Not bad.
you're holding down. You notice that this beer has a rich chocolate taste to it.
Ooh.
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 And Grandma looks over at Nessa. If you finish that, I'll let you have a sip. You gotta chug the rest of it right now.
You have to finish that before I finish this.
Oh no, Grandma will pour her a little bit, like the tiniest bit, in her cup once she finishes hers.
Nessa is gonna chug whatever remains of this
Oh
moonshine.
boy! Please make another con save.
Ellie, can I have the sheet you have for all of the drinks?
Come on,
I'll
20.
send. It's a link that I got off of Reddit, but I'll send it to you.
Not an at
'Cause
20,
I
but a
just want to
17.
look at it and like have Goblin Slayer walk in with exactly what he wants and ask if they have it.
I got a
Alright.
17.
17. The room's spinning again.
Honey,
I mean,
and she
spinning, but
pours
I'm
you like a shot amount into your glass.
Room spinning. Arms, knees weak. Arms are heavy. Mom's spaghetti.
No, it's Nan's spaghetti. Actually, no, it's
It is
Goblin
Nan's
Slayer's
spaghetti.
spaghetti. It's
Is
Goblin
the
Slayer's
spaghetti the
spaghetti, actually.
brains?
No, that's what Matthias. Slayer, you want some chocolate alcohol? And
Is this
Grandma's
where
not going to mention that
Slayer
it's
walks in?
the other stuff.
Is this where Slayer walks in?
Well, are you
You had
going
mentioned
back to
earlier.
Matthias, or are you going into the inn?
I am going to go back to Matthias first.
Okay, so at this point, I'd say it's probably been about an hour since you've made it to
It was
Grimgate
an hour and a half of just
of
me
work.
hammering at it. So
So
work.
I'd say we're at about an hour of
okay,
time
so I have
passed.
half an hour left. Okay.
Yeah. Barry is not as stinky as you drunk I am. You keep saying that one.
That made my brain hurt.
All right. So DSA, are you going to give Daoe a small bit of your?
Yes.
No, she already said that. She gave me a shot's worth.
Okay,
I'm gonna do the
yeah.
shot.
I did not hear that part. My apologies.
Hey,
much
she
is the shot?
followed through.
I'm gonna do the
Grandma's
shot.
like, she's part of her is like, I want to see how much she can take, but also this will be a good life lesson for her. And she
I'm gonna
pours
do
a
the shot.
for her.
I'm gonna do the shot. I'm gonna do the shot.
All right, roll con save.
Come on, nat 20. It's not a nat 20, but it's a dirty 21.
Okay, you're still feeling buzzed, but you definitely get that nice. You're not on the ground, and
I
you
am
get that,
quite impressed.
you get that nice chocolatey taste of beer.
Told you, Nan. I can trick anyone under the table.
You better hush your mouth or you're gonna lose all your money. Do you hear me? I will pour you another shot, but shut your mouth. And
Two of the
Grandma pours her
farmers are
another.
No.
getting
I
beat
imagine.
up. I like
I
to
imagine though.
there's,
I
like,
imagine.
3 farmers playing cards at the table look at you and just kind of shake their heads and go back to playing cards.
No. So what I imagine is she like tosses her hands up in the air after doing the shot and go, woo! I can drink anyone under the table, and then
Falls
promptly
back.
lays her head down on the counter and just falls asleep.
Oh, honey. Grandma takes the shot that she poured in the glass and drinks it out of the cup and places it
No,
for the
she did.
bartender
She
to grab.
She drank the.
No,
she
Grandma
drank the
poured you
shot.
a second.
Yeah, I
No,
drank it.
Grandma
second
poured her
shot.
a second shot. If she passed
Oh.
out before she gets, Grandma's not letting it go to waste. So Grandma will take that. Okay, now back in. So that 14.
Okay, 14. You're still holding it down.
Mm-hmm.
Today I heard you say your lust for life has gone away.
Grandma takes her cape off and lays it over Nessa and tucks it to make sure it doesn't fall. And then looks over and checks the fairy and kind of like
canonically-
pushes her to make sure she's at least still
Canonically-
like moving. She's like, okay.
Nessa is muttering the words to the cult of Dionysus under her breath.
Can Grandma make a would it be perception check to see if she hears that?
I would say perception check to see if you can hear it.
She's just humming the cult of Dionysus, really?
That's a 16.
Okay, so you're hearing her mumbling something. Give me a religion check to see if you understand what she's saying.
Okay. Oh, okay, 18. Okay.
Okay.
Society for the
You're hearing her chanting the cult of Dionysus in her sleep.
head.
Is that? Grandma kind of looks to the sky and points. And, you were a funny man. Talking
You're
to
a-
Dionysus.
I like
You know
your
what's
funny
really
words, Magic Man.
What? Magic Man.
I like.
I
to
feel like
imagine
over the
it's a
years,
drinking
probably-
song she learned from her dad or something. It's like a drinking song she learned from her dad or something. It's the cult of Dionysus.
Grandma, I can feel like with Grandma's
she wouldn't have
partying
learned that from her
background,
dad.
while
Her
she may
dad's
not
a
have ever
farmer,
met
and her
Dionysus,
mom's
she's
a
met a lot of
seamstress.
his followers and his chosen people. And she's like, I see what you did there. 'Cause she knows the kind of people he picks. And she's like, you funny, my dude. Respect. And takes another shot.
So no. This is definitely not a drinking song she learned from her dad, because her dad was just a plain ass farmer, and her mom's a seamstress. No, she learned this from the military, from the militia guys.
Oh, I'm so surprised she's such a lightweight.
And Grandma got another 18 on her shot for herself.
All right, with the 18, you're starting to feel a little bit of fuzz going on.
Yep. And Grandma just kind of, she's like, her one arm is like laying on the table while the other is like holding the bottle up, kind of just like looking over at Nessa and the drunk fairy. They'll learn one day how to drink tequila. And Grandma just takes another shot. And then that will
Nan
be...
should never drink tequila, because Nan is exactly the type of person that tequila makes her clothes fall off was written about.
It was Nan, 100%. That's a nat 20.
She's not currently drinking tequila though, so
No.
Makes it blows.
But that's a nat 20, but it would be a 21.
Hey, with a nat 20, you're still feeling the
You're
buzz.
sober
But now you're still feeling the buzz, but the last shot didn't seem to affect you much.
it was mostly the chocolate from the liqueur.
Yep.
Yeah. And Grandma's gonna pull out her other journal because she's given one to Matthias. And so she started a new one. So she's gonna just kind of hold the bottle in one hand and just start writing with the other. Today, or yesterday, or one of these days, I was almost murdered by a dragon. What a way to have gone out. But no, she just keeps writing. No, they had to save me, which I mean is great for them because like that's what they're supposed to do. But like a dragon could have killed me.
That would have been so badass.
All right.
I imagine
well,
the farmers that are playing cards are gathered around to hear Nan regale the tale of the dragon.
Nan's not saying it. She's just.
Oh no, she's writing this down. She's not saying. She may giggle here and there, like, yeah.
At some point, you giggle, and one of the farmers just kind of scoots further away from you in his chair and goes back to playing cards. Just like
it's not like a creepy giggle. It's like a school.
It's the drunken giggle.
Yeah, it's more like a drunken, like schoolgirl kind of like this is funny, not like a type of.
All right.
You know?
So while Nan is writing out in her new journal, we will have Slayer going to the herbalist shop.
Slayer enters the herbalist shop. Has Essence been here the whole time with Belladonna learning poisons?
I've not been told otherwise.
Okay, so at this point, they're just sitting there, all three of them, staring at this small little cauldron he has as the thing bubbles, and he's again with the steepled fingers just tapping them together, watching it happen.
This is the same man who took a child into this originally and tried to kill some of the red brands. So yes, him sitting there maniacally in despair.
And this, like, Goblin Slayer just knocks on the door and then, like, pushes it open and steps in. Hello?
And when Goblin Slayer comes in, he just deals with the extremely excited Bella and Matthias talking about the differences in preparation of poison versus traditional medicine.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Like, it's 100% like autism, ADHD rant excitement going on here. Like, to the point where Essence is probably just like zoned out watching the poison.
Essence is just zoned out in general. She's like, it's been a really long trip.
I like to imagine
You have
Essence
no
is literally,
idea
like,
all
sitting
the, like-
on top of the counter, cross-legged, just holding the rock and staring into the middle distance.
Or even
no
the
idea
jar
all
of
the
brains.
technical talk that's going on that probably shouldn't be talked, like, that a child probably shouldn't know so much about. But we don't talk about that.
Look, I
We
firmly
don't
believe that teaching people how to poison
no,
other people
no.
is valuable. Anyways,
Next time on.
Matthias is like kind of like waves his hand as Goblin Slayer walks in, like waves him over. He's like, "Come on, it's almost done. We have like 3 minutes, I think.
He's got
It's
like
starting
3
to
hours
thicken.
left.
We only have 3 hours left, and it's starting to thicken." At that, Goblin Slayer just goes, and just walks up and sets 50 gold on the counter, looks at all of them, shakes his head, and says, "I need a fucking drink," and then just walks right to the bar.
Essence is
Slowly
going to follow.
incorporate.
Passed out at the bar with Nan just giggling to herself.
Matthias, do you think if we slowly incorporated the root of the agar plant, it would thicken faster?
He kind of like his face lights up. He goes, "Ooh, Ooh, I like that. I like that. And he goes over and he rummages around in a couple of the cabinets and pulls out a little box full of roots. Like the cabinets are full of little tiny boxes that he's found. They're like little paper boxes that he's filled with different ingredients and stuff. And so he pulls out the one of them. He opens it up and he smells it. He's like, yeah, that's still good. That's some good agarba root. And he pulls a little bit out and starts to try that.
Also, so are you staying here or are you following Slayer?
I'm going to follow Slayer because Essence, like, once he plops down the coins, Essence kind of snaps out of it, like, where'd Nan go? Oh, there's Goblin Slayer. I'll follow him. All the
Bella
while
didn't
they're slowly picking up stones.
Bella did not even notice Goblin Slayer come in. Like, she is so far too focused.
Matthias kind of noticed him and like acknowledged him. Bella didn't even notice and was just so in zone. And then he's the one that snapped Essence out of it.
He just plops down and Essence like, oh.
Goblin Slayer is going to walk straight up to the counter, put 16 gold onto the like counting out 16 gold as he's walking, puts exactly 16 gold on the counter and says, "I want a fifth of the Cactus Jack."
Grim.
That's 16 shots, by the way, Helly.
He goes
Slayer,
about
I got something better if you want. And Grandma holds up the bottle and kind of like switches it around.
And then he turns back to him and says, "And how much for 2 more of those for the table?"
Oh no. We don't need 2 more. And she's kind of doing the drunk giggle.
1 more
I'm
of
about
those for the
We're about to
table.
say, also, at this point, since it's been an extra at least half an hour, even with your sipping, that beer's probably gone.
That beer is
she
gone.
would have like taken 1 or 2 more sips, but she's like,
Mostly
her
right.
main goal is writing right
You're
now.
also probably a lot more sober now. It's been about 45 minutes. You've sobered up a little bit, so.
Yeah, she takes a little. Like when I have my drinks, I'm like, I drink here, and then I'm playing video games for an hour, and I'm like, oh wait, I have alcohol here. Hang on, and I take another sip. Kind of that whole thing. So I'll roll again here.
And another Soul Forge will be another 5 gold.
5 gold plus the 16 for the Cactus Jack sold, and I'm gonna give him another. So that's a total of
21.
11 gold.
Grandma got a 16.
That's 21, not 11.
What?
I don't remember
Cactus
exactly
Jack
what I
is
spent
15.
all my money on.
16
but
shots.
I realized,
Yeah, and then
I realized I
I'm
had
getting
nothing but
2
silver and copper.
of the
Well, no,
Okay.
16 plus 5 is 21.
yeah,
Not 11.
not 11. You're right. I'm sorry. So that's
All right.
39.
He goes about and hits a bottle of beer against the counter, cracking it open. He pours you your 16 shots of a very.
It's just a bottle, Helly. A fifth of something is literally the bottle of the liquor.
Okay. I don't go to a bar that enough, so.
Yeah, no, I don't worry. I have enough knowledge. He hands me a bottle with the cork on it that's wax capped cork, and
Yep.
I just say, and I'll take. I look over. I see Grandma. I see Nessa. I realize
Nessa's
I'm here.
passed out.
I know Nessa's passed out. I'm like, and 3 shot glasses.
He goes about and hands you 3 shot glasses.
And do you have anything that can wake her up?
He goes about and starts rummaging around underneath the counter
Like some
here for a
smelling
minute.
salts or something? You know, that stuff that you use that really wakes you up real fast.
She'll
chuckles-
be fine.
As he runs around, he's like, "Yeah, get my wife's old cooking," and then the shoe flies from the other room, hitting him in the back of the head.
And Graham just starts burst out laughing, like full on, just
That
like
gets a laugh
belly
out of
laugh.
Goblin Slayer too. That's a good one.
You should
Classic
respect
my
your
wife
woman's
joke.
cooking, sir.
Classic my wife joke. He's a boomer. We get it.
Hey, he hands you a what looks like just a quartz crystal that just that it fits largely in your hand. That just has the worst scent to it. And take this over. Bring it back when you're done.
Okay. I walk over to Nessa and I just very gently pat her on the back and be like, Nessa, I brought you a gift. And then I'm going to stick this crystal directly under her nose and just tap her as really just nice and hard on the back plate to force her to have an intake of breath. It's like when you smack someone on the back and they go, you know? So I'm
All right.
really going to give her this dose.
All right. Well, Nessa is awake, having
Nessa-
this just the absolute just worst taste in the back of her throat that smells like 3-day-old gym socks.
Is it actual smelling salts? Because I know what those smell like, and it's way worse.
You know what? Sure. Let's give your
So Nessa,
Nessence?
you sniff in, you breathe in, and the first thing that hits your mind from the smell is not the smell, but the sudden adrenaline that hits you. The second thing you notice is that it smells like the most obscenely strong chemical smell you've ever smelled in your life. That smells like salt and minerals, and it burns your eyes a little bit. And he just pulls the crystal away and hands it over to the bartender. As your eyes dilate when it happens.
he just gives you like a half shake, like a half wave with the crystal in his hand and puts it back underneath the bar.
I'm like, that's really cool. I need to buy me one of those sometime. Now, Nessa, do
Grandma's
you have
still
anything
laughing
to
about
say
the
to that?
shoe.
No, Nessa passed out. Nessa fell asleep.
No, I
No,
just
you
woke
you just
up.
got woken up. You got smelling
Oh, wait.
salted.
This is the most. Do you know what smelling salts do to your system? You're no longer feeling
I
the
know.
alcohol.
Oh, okay.
You have hit your second
Uh,
wind. You're welcome.
Yeah, smelling salts are like
Damn
really
it.
intense.
They are industrial. They are industrial grade
Ooh.
hangover cures.
I don't know what.
You ruined my vibing, dude.
I'm like,
But-
don't worry,
but
I'm
Nessa-
about to make it better. I put the bottle down, Cactus Jack.
You gotta keep the bottle. Don't break the bottle. Grandma's
not
really
gonna break
concerned about it.
Don't
Okay.
worry, I'm not gonna break the bottle.
Grandma
Nessa.
smells essence to
Smelling salt
me.
is usually ammonia.
Oh yeah, no, Grandma is
ammonia,
a collector
so
of
that's just
bottles.
very strong.
Nessa. And like Grandma kind of pokes at her. Nessa.
Huh?
You know how you still don't know who your deity is? I figured it out. Do you want to know or you want to figure it out yourself?
Dude, whatever god it is who gives me my holy blessing wants me to know. he'll probably
I think he did it as kind of
Oh,
a funny
shit, what
joke,
they?
but personally, because I've never seen what he does.
What
But
did you hear? I heard
you were
something under my
singing
breath
his
last
song.
night.
You were
Oh,
singing
hold did I
his
just
song.
know? The militia guys taught me that one.
Nah, you were singing it. And Grandma kind of like taps her on the nose, still giggling.
I'm like cutting the
You wanna
wax
use the
around the
smelling
cork
salts
to
on
this
Nan?
bottle, and I uncork it.
Either we sober Dan up or I need to be more drunk.
Don't worry, we're all getting more drunk. And he puts the 3 shot glasses down in front and pours 3 expertly poured shots of this kind of greenish liquid.
Viscous
That when-
goo.
Yeah, which when you
You
hold it up to your
are the
nose,
man.
it's a very, very sweet and very strong liquor that smells kind of fruity, but not a fruit you recognize, and a little bit leafy, but also, again, not a leaf you recognize. And I say, this is fermented sap from a coral cactus, and it is the strongest, most amazing shit I have ever drank. And we are drinking it because we just survived a dragon. And he holds up his shot glass.
Goblin
toast?
Slayer, you are the man.
Grandma,
He's
Or
gonna
essence.
toast.
well,
Oh,
at this point,
actually-
before Grandma holds up her finger, reaches in her bag and hands Essence some money and is like, go get yourself like an apple juice or something. Sorry, you
They
can't
have
drink
really
with us right
good
now.
non-alcoholic apple cider.
Yes, go get yourself some of that, and then you can do shots of that with us.
Okay.
Okay. I promise.
Aw, Nick,
I told you,
bummer.
Matthias and I will take you drinking one day. I promise. Anyway, and then Grandma picks her pen back up like she's gonna write, realizes both her hands are full, and so she grabs the cup with her teeth and takes the shot back like that. And like
Oh,
holds it in
yeah.
her teeth as she goes
That is
back.
awful. That is a bad way to do it, but okay.
Roll me. I don't even know what.
I
I
don't
mean,
Pretty Dex.
I'm
Dex
thinking
and then
it's
a
either like
Constitution
slight.
save.
I was like, it's either sleight of hand or like acrobatics. I think sleight of hand fits better.
There's a good
They're
chance it
both
goes up your
plus
nose.
6.
There's a good chance it goes up your nose. So if you
Also,
roll low-
because you are intoxicated, disadvantage.
Oh man. Okay.
You've been drinking. I don't know what you're expecting.
Okay, so that was the lowest one was a 10 plus 6, 16.
Hey, you definitely spill a little bit on yourself there, but you get most of it drank.
and it doesn't go up your nose.
That does
That's
not
the
go up
over.
your nose.
Luckily, it's
Grandma
very
puts
thick.
it down and then wipes it with like her wrist, the part that dribbled off. That was, yeah,
it is-
that's good.
By the way, Helly, it says very strong, and it's the only thing on here that says very strong. All the others are strong or kind of potent, but this one is very strong.
All right,
So I
Doing
take
my
the
shot
shot
and
like
running
a man, and I'm gonna roll
doing
for
my
that.
shot. Doing my
Yep,
shot. No, no.
That's
No
not bad.
ones.
Everybody who's taking a shot, go ahead and roll a con
I gotta
save.
roll again. Okay.
I have
Yeah,
okay constitution.
I gotta.
That's
I gotta
That's
17,
13.
a 10.
because it was a 16 plus 1, 17.
Okay, so I gotta go about and actually make up a graph to actually keep track of these con saves
Yay!
and
double
how-
time.
and how drunk y'all are.
Well, out of the 16 shots, I now have less.
So
At this point, we're just playing Red Dragon Inn.
so what did you roll, X?
I rolled a 17.
Okay, 17. You're good. DSA.
Grandma
what
got
did
a
you-
10.
10. You're feeling that one. You are. Room starting to spin again a little bit.
13 here.
Ah, good old days.
13 for you. Room's starting to get a little bit twisty again.
Goblin Slayer pours another shot for each of them. Holds up his shot and says, "Fuck it, I need this drink," and just takes the shot.
At this point,
That
Grandma
is-
realizes she
this
still
is
has
gonna-
like a sip left of her original drink and the shot, so she puts down her pencil this time, grabs the shot, throws back the rest of her original drink, and then throws back the shot.
Nessa's
So-
gonna nudge it Goblin Slayer with her elbow and be like, "Hey, you want to learn my favorite drinking song?"
He turns to her and goes, "Yes." By the way,
And she's
Goblin,
gonna
this
keep-
is the first time. By the way, I should mention, Goblin Slayer's not wearing his armor right now. He's just wearing like the very base layer of his armor, which is just a
gossamer.
simple leather, it's a simple leather shirt without sleeves.
And for the 2 drinks Grandma just took, the first one was a 14, the second one was a dirty 20.
Oh,
Okay.
right. I have to roll for mine.
So
Ooh.
the first shot gets you gets that room a little bit more tilted.
I got 4.
You
Oh,
got a 4
no.
on that save.
I got a 4 on that one.
You are that shot hit different.
I take the shot and I just go, ooh, like it's like one of those moments where you just like you can see like I kind of pucker a little bit and I just like one of my eyes twitches and I go, Ooh.
You're behind, honey. Get
Alright.
another shot in. And she's
I'm
I'm
talking to
taking my
Slayer.
shot.
Room spinning a little bit.
Taking my
I hold up the beer and I
Taking my
say,
shot
"That's
here."
what this is for."
I'm taking my shot, guys. I'm taking my next shot.
What you
All
got,
right.
Bailey?
That is a 5.
Ooh.
And you're down.
And Nessa takes the shot and sings the first word of the cult. Goes to sing the Cult of Dionysus and goes, "Oh."
She gets through the first line and then she follows over backwards.
And Grandma,
Ow.
that kind of
Oh, Jesus.
Grandma's still dizzy, but Grandma's like,
lost my
oh,
headphones."
and okay, we gotta think properly. Grandma's like having a hard time trying to come aboard. We're now leaving children to take us upstairs. We
I'm fine. I say, just kind of, you can see I'm slurring a little bit. I'm like, I'm fine. I can get you guys
That's
upstairs. As
Okay,
I put
but
the beer down and I
it's-
walk over and I pick up Nessa, I'm gonna get her upstairs and out of her armor, but still in the base layer under it, so that she can sleep properly.
And as you pick her up, Grandma throws the fairy onto Nessa's stomach.
As you go to pick up,
picking her
as you go to pick up Nessa, roll me a strength save
Is this at
with disadvantage.
Okay, let me roll with disadvantage. This won't be too bad. I am.
Essence is waiting for a very important thing to happen.
Oh, okay. I'll take a 10 at the bottom, so 17.
Okay, you struggle a little bit trying to get a good grip because you're a little drunk and trying not to.
And she's wearing armor, and it's like she's heavy. She's also kind of like twitching because she's drunk and like trying very hard. to
her sleep body's still wiggling a little bit.
And I did put the fairy on Nessa, so when he takes
princess
her upstairs,
carrying
she's
her.
taking the fairy upstairs.
It's a princess carry with the fairy. I get her upstairs. I use my heavy armor master skills to get her out of her armor safely and into
Do
bed.
I get any bonding experience with my fairy?
You know,
Dude,
I'll
this
give
is
you.
Been drinking
This is a bonding experience.
I'll give you a bond experience.
I'm also going to very
Come on,
gently
go from
like
6.2
find
to
like I'm gonna
6.3.
pull a napkin out of one of the napkin holders that there may be. Like I'm just assuming there's a napkin holder.
You
and then,
grab a towel, paper towel out of the bathroom.
Yeah, I pull a paper towel, make a little pillow for Ivana, and then like set
Wait,
her
why
on
are there
the
paper towels in a D&D bathroom?
whatever.
Why not?
Something.
Fuck
Why
it.
not? Okay,
We're
it's the-
drinking.
Makes it
What-
easier.
and I just set her on the table next to Nessa, and I'm going to just be like, you're gonna have such a bad hangover, both of you. I can't wait for us to go on an adventure tomorrow morning, bright and early. As I walk back downstairs and sit down at the table, and I go, oh, they're gonna be so mad when I wake them up at dawn tomorrow to go on another adventure to Cragmaw Castle.
Wait. Grandma, like you can see she's trying to focus on you, and her eyes kind of like
Cross a
and then
little bit.
look back on you. Yeah. The castle? You
Yeah,
found?
they found it. They found it. It's
Who's they?
the,
And Grandma
the-
whispers that.
What was his name? Helly.
Sidar.
Sidar found it. He was trying to find it by hunting other goblins in the area while we went to Thundi Wutzer, and he found it on. He found this map on their bodies.
Oh, nice.
Goblin
This is gonna
Slayer is
suck in
going
the
to
morning.
start sipping from the chocolate,
All right.
and he takes a sip and he's like, "Ooh, oh, oh," and
I
like looks at
told
Grandma.
you.
Oh.
Right? Yeah, that's when Nessa passed out first. After that.
Oh. Well, it's good
Yeah, but
stuff.
she
And
also
then he
did the
looks at
hard
Essence.
cider.
He looks over at Essence, who's probably been quietly sipping her warm apple cider.
Essence is waiting for a specific thing to happen.
Essence, come here.
I'm right beside you.
Oh, great. Come, and Grandma kind of like pats on the table for you to like jump up and sit so she doesn't have to look down because looking down is dangerous. She kind of wants to make eye contact with you, so she pats the table.
Well, she's sitting on the chair next to you, I imagine.
She's shorter than Grandma still. Grandma doesn't
I
want to
am
look down,
shorter
so
than
she's
everyone.
like, yeah. And Grandma looks at you and
Are you? I
goes,
thought you were taller than me.
I am
"Mm-mm."
Mother Trucker. I can't see the thing.
Ellie, I'm gonna toss another
I'm
gold to
4'2".
Tavern Keep and ask for a round of the
Oh, that's
mystery
right.
meat stew.
Of the
You
what?
are shorter than me.
Mystery
Not
meat
very
stew.
much, but
I want
Alright.
a bowl of mystery meat stew for me, and one for Grandma because she's gonna need
Ooh,
it, and one for
yes.
Essence because it's delicious.
Mhm. And Essence sits on the table.
This
Grandma
is
kind of
coming
like
right up.
Grandma grabs her face and looks at her and goes,
It's just squished.
Grandma thinks she's lightly like kind of squishing, but she's full on like making you have fishy lips. Your parents were the greatest things in my life, and you are the perfect mixture of both. And just looks you in the eye and is starting to get sad.
Grandma and Goblin Slayer kind of leans over and just like watches this happen. Curious because he's now drunk enough to no longer be uncomfortable in this situation.
Essence
like,
just looks at you
No
kinda
longer sober
confused,
enough, I
like,
mean.
How do you know?
Well, Blackwell and Alita, your parents, were my students. And Grandma's like patting your face now. One side is still squishing your face, the other is now patting it for a long, long time. And you were supposed to come visit, and they were on their way to visit me so I could see my cute little grand girl. And that's when she squishes your face again. And that's when everything happened, unfortunately. And I didn't know because they didn't tell me ahead of time. But as soon as I found out, I came and I got you, my precious little grand girl, the light of my life. And she's like squishing your face again to where you're doing like real fishy lips.
I'll drink to that.
Yes, and Grandma lets go and grabs the other shot
and puts a shot in Grandma's glass and takes a swig of the chocolate.
So,
Okay.
Essence
So,
is only going to remember one thing.
This is a disadvantage now, or no?
I would say the con saves are not a disadvantage, but the DCs are getting higher.
Good.
For every round you guys take.
Great, because Grandma
That's
got
cool.
a 19.
That's cool. I got an 18 plus 7. Don't
Holy
even feel that
shnikes.
one. Don't even feel that one.
Wait, how are you getting a +7?
Not it's plus
con,
7
not
because it's
strength.
not con. Sorry, plus 4. Sorry, 18 plus 4. You're right. It's a 22. I was excited.
It's
Strength.
a con
I got
save.
excited
I don't
by
know.
strength. It's a con save. It's plus 4. The other one I was doing right. I just fucked this one up. I'm sorry.
You were concerning me there as you're getting a +7 somehow
Plus
to a
4.
con save.
That's how drunk we are, is that we think we have a +7.
All right, so with that, you guys held that shot down. The room isn't spinning any more than what it was before. I will say that with the way that the system I'm using works, it is once you guys hit a drunk rating of 5 is when you guys pass the fuck out. Right now, X is at a 3.
Oh, that's not bad.
DSA is at a 4.
Okay.
Okay.
Anyway,
the lower you hit on that DC, the more drunk counters you get.
So I'm at 3, right?
Yes.
Okay.
and after Grandma does that shot, she sets it down and like leans her head on her paw and just looks at Essence with this smile as she's thinking back. Perfect mixture.
Essence is just going to be like, wait. From what I remember, I was supposed to be seeing my godmother. Wait,
Mm-hmm.
you're my godmother? And it's just like a big her ears kind of
No.
and just like,
I am technically your mother, but I am a very old lady. So I am your grandmother. I'm technically your godmother, your grandmother, and your mother. And Grandma's eyes kind of go wide. Wow, I never thought of it like that.
oh my
Goblin
lord.
Slayer drinks the last of the chocolate. It's the last. I assume each bottle had like 3 good solid swigs in it because that's what Grandma got out of it. So that's what I'm going for.
I mean, it is it's your typical beer bottle, so
Yeah.
about
solid
3 good swigs.
Yeah.
Did you
Essence
finish the
is just
bottle?
a little too tired to try to figure that one out. and
If
just like, okay.
she stops, I'm gonna say I'm gonna roll a higher load to see if you stop me before I fully finish this bottle. High or low, Grandma?
Low.
I stop halfway. I take 1 swallow, put it down, and hand you the last swig of the bottle The last.
Oh, I
half
didn't
of
want
this
the
thing.
last swig. I wanted the bottle.
Oh.
Finish it.
Oh,
And Grandma
yeah.
pushes
Finish
it back towards
Then
you.
I finish it, and now I'll roll my con save.
And Grandma takes her bottle, and puts it in her bag.
Damn it! 8. That was a 17 plus 4, 21.
Hey, you still hit the DC for that beer.
I take the last swig, I set it in front of Grandma and say, "That is a really good beer."
Right. I think we should see if we can get some to go. At least like not for this trip, because I think going to a castle
We're
drunk
gonna get.
and Grandma
we're gonna
kind of
get
burps is not a
so-
great idea.
We're gonna get something out of that castle, though. Castles have like treasuries, right? There's got to be something worth something there.
And Grandma like gasps and looks at Essence. Shiny rocks for
Oh, yeah.
broccoli. And Grandma says it like that, broccoli.
Nessa from the next bed over, and her sleep casts of mead.
Yes,
Yeah.
And Grandma
upstairs.
gotta hear something. She's fine.
You guys still have half of your bottle of Cactus Jack.
I have 9 shots left still, and
I thought
am now.
I counted 8
Did you count 8? No, you're right. I have 8 left
because
I
it was 3, 3, 2.
Okay.
Okay, I'm down to 8 shots. I look at the Cactus Jack. I'm like, let's save this for a rainy day, and I like just set it next to me, and then I just look at this big bowl of meat stew that has been set in front of me, and I just go, God, I love this place, and just like dive in. I'm just going to pick the soup up and literally like chug it.
Grandma is just gonna start taking like big spoonfuls and then stops and then looks at Essence. Did you?
On his camera.
Did
There is a third bowl of mystery stew.
Yeah,
For the
for
Essence.
Essence in front of her. Mm-hmm. Essence. Did you get your words are hard. Did your parents ever tell you about Kadon?
No. As she slowly starts eating the soup. It's good soup.
It is good soup.
That's
I'll have to
probably
tell
out
you
of
about
bed
that tomorrow. You'll have to remind me because I'm gonna be perfectly honest. The world is spinning, and you are a blob in front of my face.
Kelly,
So I don't know if I'll
what?
remember or not.
What save do we need to make sure we remember all of this tomorrow morning?
Oh, Grandma's perfectly fine forgetting it.
Goblin Slayer's only at a 3, so he probably is not going to forget yet. But you
Hey,
definitely are going to.
You're not Daily is she passed out, so she's not gonna remember. DSA is being at a 4 is likely not gonna remember.
It's all because of that 5.
X
That
at a
damn
3
5.
is going to remember, but boy, the Hangover is gonna.
Is,
Oh, yeah.
is
Don't worry,
is
though.
hangover
Goblin Slayer has a
considered
hangover cure.
poison? Is hangover a status
we
I
can-
can heal
yes.
with lay on hands?
We established during your last drinking effect that yes, you can go about and use your removal of poison condition to remove hangover from a target.
Gosh, if my hangover is going to be killer, I can't imagine theirs.
I mean, honestly, if I'm going to be a paladin whose patron deity is Dionysus, I might as well be able to cure king hangovers with my lay on hands.
I like to imagine that Nessa wakes up and goes, "Ooh, do not like," and immediately cures her hangover and goes,
do not
"Oh,
like.
that's much better," and wakes
I
up
figured I just
cheerful
probably-
as everyone else, more cheerful than anyone else.
I imagine that I only recently learned I could do this too.
You know what, Helly? Actually, before I go to bed, I am going to still drunkenly scrawl on a piece of paper. I mess it up like 3 separate times. Just, we're going to Cragmaw when you wake up. Whoever wakes up first, save me. And then
Save me.
Slayer. And then puts it in front of her, puts it right next to Ivana on the table, and just walks
Ivana's
over there
upstairs.
and falls face first on it.
Oh, you got
No,
it.
she's
Got
on
it.
the side table. She's on the
Gotcha.
side
I
table.
thought he was still downstairs with us.
No, I
Grandma-
left. I finished my stew and I left.
Grandma finishes her stew and just after that just like is staring at Essence. And it's kind of creepy, but not in like the like creepy. It's just like this person is looking at me like they love me and that I am getting attention because I deserve it, and like all this other stuff. And that's what makes you uncomfortable, is that the attentiveness of like grandma just looking lovingly at you.
It's like Essence is like waiting for Grandma to look away or go upstairs, so that way she can take the bottle that Goblin Slayer left on the table and take a swig of it.
I did not bring it with me.
You did not bring it with you.
I forgot it.
Grandma's gonna look at you, grab your face, do the squishy fish. Okay. Now, honey, you finish your soup and you finish your apple cider. Okay? And like pat your cheeks. Grandma sits up, looks over and sees the bottle, looks over at Essence, and kind of like grabs it and stumbles over to the bartender and says, "Can you please save this for us in the morning? We have children in the room."
Are you smart enough to do that at this moment?
That is, you are very.
I would think so, because while Grandma is drunk.
No, the question is, are you able to notice the bottle with how drunk you are? That's a perception.
You are a 4-level drunk. Out of 5.
I mean, my perception, I can roll for it. Let's see.
Roll with disadvantage.
Okay, well, that's a nat 20.
Well, you got disadvantage.
I know. 13, so plus 5, 18.
Okay, so you do notice the bottle. Now
Grandma may be drunk, but Grandma is
Look,
responsible
there's always the chance
grandmother.
you didn't notice it. You could have.
I know.
And then it would have been fun.
But she'll grab it and walk over to the bartender and be like, "We'll take this in the morning, but we have children in the room that are sneaky." And it's that whisper that's not a whisper at all. But
She starts giggling. Like,
see? And Grandma points.
Wait, do we even have Bella here? Did Bella even ever make it
Nope.
back?
Bella's still
Oh,
at the herb shop.
She's gonna be with Matthias until that poison's over.
Or until someone like actively picks her up. She is not concerned at all.
There's not gonna be a rest.
There's no adult for her at the
It is
moment
like
other than Matthias.
It will be like 8 o'clock in the morning when it's done, and Matthias is also a person who does not sleep when he's obsessed with something. He's not sleeping.
Bella is going to take a point of exhaustion for this.
Probably. What does the point of exhaustion do?
In our system, it's just -1 to all your d20s.
Cool.
Minus a d20 for -1 off of your d20s for every level of exhaustion. Up to 10.
So Grandma will have handed the bottle over to the bartender to have in the morning.
He goes
And
about,
looks at us
puts it
and-
underneath.
Thank
I
you.
picked up a different vape every time.
What?
I'm just watching X's camera and I'm confused. It's fine.
No, I only
Grandma.
have 2, and one of them's not a vape.
Oh.
Grandma will look over at Essence,
I'm
point to
confused.
her. Now, Missy. Now, Missy, it's time for us to go to bed. So, after you, and Grandma like kind of swings her paw up towards the stairs and waits for you to get up, and she's gonna follow you behind.
I'm surprised you don't just pick me up by the scruff and say, "Nope."
Grandma's too drunk for that. She is not. She is an old lady
She's not
who's trying to
coordinated
keep her
enough.
balance with her tail and her staff. At this point, Grandma's like, "No, come on," and collects their stuff and ushers her upstairs. She may every once in a while kick her with her staff to like go on quickly as they're heading upstairs.
Essence, before it gets kicked upstairs, finishes her bowl, gives it back to the bartender, and says thanks. And then it's just like, kind of looks defeated and just says, "Man, I should have done it earlier." Going up the steps.
I know you're silly tricks, little kitty. Grandma's giggling behind you.
All right. Well, at this point, everybody's going to bed for the night, except for Bella.
Yes, because she has no self-control when something interesting is going on.
Respectful.
Like, this is someone who should really have an adult with her
Matthias
most
is
of the
not an
time.
adult.
We learned that like the first like 3 sessions.
Yeah, he's
Yep.
not an adult. He is a man-child, and I love him.
All right.
I just
So-
love the idea that you guys are like, we're gonna go drink. The child's all right. She's with like a relatively
A reasonably
responsible-
capable adult.
Yeah, she's with a
But
reasonable.
to be fair,
and capable
Goblin Slayer
person.
doesn't know that Matthias is a man-child.
Yeah,
This
Goblin
is
Slayer
true.
thinks Matthias just got really unlucky, got his shit rocked, and is actually pretty capable as far as he's seen. Goblin Slayer thinks he's fine.
And Grandma was the first to leave, and was like,
And no one else questions where Bella is because if Goblin Slayer left her alone, then she has to be fine.
I mean,
Yeah,
they're
she's
also
fine.
all drunk.
Well, even like in Grandma's mind, it's Essence, but she also knows like while you are a child, you still are like responsible enough to be on your own, whatnot. And so she's not stepping over that line, but also like Goblin Slayer's kind of taken over as like extra protecting over you. And so Grandma's like, he's got it. And so Grandma's thinking Goblin Slayer has it taken care of.
Yeah. He has no reason to think Matthias is a bad babysitter. Also, they seem to like each other, and Matthias seems pretty capable. I mean, he's making poison and is really good at talking to her about poison and stuff, so he seems smart. He'll be fine. They'll probably go to bed at at a reasonable hour once the poison is done cooking, because it looked almost done to him.
3 hours.
Yeah,
And
2
they
hours
put stuff
time.
in it to make it thicken up quicker.
Yeah, and they were speeding it. Yeah, they knew what they were doing. They'll be fine. Little does he know, it'll be like 6 in the morning. He'll wake up and he'll be like, "Where's Bella?" Actually,
I
it's
feel
gonna be
like at that
he
point
wakes
it's
up
going to
and
be
goes,
when Matthias realizes that, oh, you're a child. You
And
need
you'll go
sleep
pick
according to
up-
Gran.
They go to pick up Bella, and there's like 3 more cauldrons bubbling, and we're just like testing how much.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like,
Oh my gosh! What happens is Bella teaches him how to use some of the poisons as healing herbs, and then teaches him a few more healing herbs, and he teaches her a few more poisons, and they both look at it and go, "Ooh, I can use this for that."
yeah, like it just becomes a whole thing.
They're
and you're
comparing
just
notes
like,
until 6 o'clock in the morning and don't even realize it yet.
So at this point, we're going to skip to the morning, where I need
This
X.
initiative.
It's not
to see who
initiative.
wakes up first.
Sure. Roll. I need our 3 drunks to roll initiative.
Oh, shit.
I got a 15. 13 plus 2. Ooh,
I got a
Uh,
16. 17 myself.
17 for Gran.
Okay. Well, since Nan has the higher initiative, she awakes first.
Oh,
And,
fuck this shit.
I need you
Uh,
in DSA. I need you to roll me 2 d4s.
Oh no.
Do I want high or low on this?
You just want to roll it and pray. Roll and
Roll
pray.
it.
your
Pray.
cantrips. Roll your cantrips.
One's a
Roll
2
your
and one's a
cantrips.
3.
Okay, so a total of 5.
Uh-huh.
All right, you are hungover for 5 hours.
Oh. Ha.
At this point, Gran, like, she sits up. She's kind of out of it. Who was the next order in line?
Next was Dayway with her 18 minus 1.
So Grandma is going to, like, kind of step up and kind of go over Nessa's bed and hear her snoring. And that's what's making Grandma's headache worse. She takes a pillow and literally, as hard as she can in her hangover state, smack her in the face to wake her up.
With a pillow.
With a pillow. And
Oh, God, my
You know what? You know what? Roll the hit with disadvantage because you're hungover.
Wait, I'm not wearing my armor. What's
wait,
my,
what do
what's my AC?
I add to that? Can I add my dex?
I'll let you add your dex.
Great.
What's my
That's
AC?
an
I'm not wearing my
11.
armor.
You did your
You're not wearing
Gossamer,
armor.
which is your Gossamer, which is leather armor, which is 11
Ellie,
plus
technically
Dex.
it's an even roll because Nessa
yeah, it
is
is an even
prone
roll.
and
11?
unconscious.
It's 11 plus
Oh.
Dex.
Oh,
So you
No,
have an even roll.
I adding was it?
So
No, I got
10 would
a
be my AC.
5 plus my 6 gets me the 11. The first roll was a 7.
So a 5. Okay, so not that big of a difference. Either one's going to hit because her AC is
Yeah.
11 minus
It's
1.
10.
Cool.
Yeah, it's 10.
So congratulations.
So
You
Grandma
hit her-
smacks her.
You hit her with the pillow.
What?
Bailey,
Roll
You
damage.
shut up. I cannot
Bailey,
stand the
I
snoring.
need you to roll
Cool.
2d. I need you to roll 2d4, please.
Come on,
my
roll her.
head.
Have her roll another one.
Ah.
She got fucked up.
Alright, that's a 2. And that's a 1.
All right.
3 hours I can handle.
She also went to bed a little bit earlier, so
Yeah,
she
she did go to bed earlier. She
I've
did
been
sleep
sleeping off
longer,
longer.
that's fair.
she,
She didn't
also
get the
did-
stew though.
she didn't get the
But-
stew.
Also,
She also she
also-
went to bed earlier and did not have as much to drink.
That's true.
also, God, my head. No, I'm not handling this. And with her, with her hands pressed against her temples, she's gonna use lay on hands.
Don't
Heal.
you dare! Grandma
5
smacks her
points.
with a pillow again.
Five
You gotta
points.
spend 5 points to get the heal, get the
Yeah,
no poison
That's what I'm
effect.
doing. I'm using my
5
5
points,
points.
it's gone.
And then can I reach up to block the pillow? With my hand.
Grandma does not. Grandma kind of sees what she's doing. She's like, "No, if I have to suffer, you have
Is
to
this
suffer
where Goblin
too."
Slayer wakes up?
Probably.
Here-
You
hearing
just
the
see Graham
skirmish.
multiply
Oh, God.
hitting her with a pillow.
Here,
Okay.
hearing the skirmish, Goblin Slayer wakes up. And sir, since you only have a 3, I need you to roll just a 1d4.
I got 1.
Oh,
You are hungover for an hour.
I wake up and I just sit up and I'm like, fuck. And then I turn and
Damn.
I look over to where Bella is, thinking, okay, maybe she can help. And I see her bed is empty, and I go, and immediately my eyes open wide, and I just take a deep breath and go,
Can I make
"Fuck." And then
and
just
Grandma
go,
like
put my
hits
armor on
Nessa
as
with one more
fast as I
pillow.
can. I put my
And then
armor
Can I
on
use
as
it-
fast as I can and start rushing down the stairs.
Can I make a,
Oh, your
can I make a
armor's
grapple check
loud,
to grab
Goblin
onto
Slayer.
Nan's arm so I can heal her hangover?
I mean, you can attempt to make a grapple check. Make a strength check. Strength athletics.
Alright, just a bit.
Technically,
So
it's a
athletics.
melee.
Athletics?
Technically, it's a melee spell attack because she's trying to just as long as she can touch her, she's able to activate the spell.
Well, she's trying to grapple to then do
Oh,
it.
okay.
I'm just trying to grab her arm so I can do it.
And you said I do athletics?
An 18.
Ye-
Or acrobatics.
Athletics or acrobatics to escape the grapple.
I got an 18.
8 plus 6. I don't know. I know it's less.
14.
That's plus, yeah, 14.
Yep.
Mhm.
All right.
ar-
So
your arm is
Nessa
grappled.
grabs hold of Nan's arm. She's like, "Okay, Nan, I'm gonna cure your hangover now. Okay?"
And Grandma's like, she is not nice right now. She is not feeling good.
I'm gonna use those 5 points with my hand in my arm, and I'm going to heal her hangover.
All right, you're down to 15 points for your lay on hands.
Yep. Yep. Okay, I'm gonna let go of Nan's arm slowly. Okay, you better now, Nan.
And at this point, like, Grandma still has the pillow in the air like she was going to hit you again. And then you... Oh. She sets the pillow down, reaches
Hit
down,
with a
kisses you on the
sledgehammer
forehead, and goes, "What a good kid you are. Essence!" And yells over to Essence to wake her up. "Sweetheart, wake up." And Grandma's in a so much better mood now.
At this point, Slayer is already in his armor and hits the front door, hits the bright light, and just goes,
Fuck!
"Damn it." And just like
Wait,
takes it like a champ and then marches right out that door around towards where Matthias's place is.
Wait,
As you start
what is
marching
he-
that way, you see Saldir walking up to you. And, all right, you ready to go?
I have to grab our healer. We're on our way.
wait,
How
where did... And Grandma's looking around. Oh crap!
And you see, you would see, because I made it very obvious when I placed it, and I was also drunk, and it's very messy, a note that basically just says, when you wake up, come and save me from my hangover.
And Grandma is like, but you ran off. How are we? But Bella's gone, y'all. And Grandma looks over at Essence. When you came with Slayer, was Bella still with Matthias?
Yeah. Essence is also going to be the one who first wakes up and just kind of watches everything unfold and just giggles
Essence
quietly to
been awake the
herself.
whole time. She woke up as soon as the rooster crowed.
She wakes up when the sun's up. It's pretty sad.
Alrighty, come on, y'all. And Grandma grabs her stuff, walks down, goes up to the bartender. I believe we did not pay for last night, sir. How much do I owe you?
I had paid for all of it.
Oh, you already did? Great. Then, can I get that bottle, please?
Goes about and hands you a half well, I don't want to say half, but semi-recorked bottle of Cactus
I
Jack.
stuck the cork back in it. It's you can recork those bottles. You just have to melt the wax to seal them fully. But they're still good
it's just
after you
corked.
recork them for a while, yeah.
Thank you, good sir. And
Also,
Grandma kind
Bailey,
of just smiles. You're good.
would
man.
you like to spend another 5 points to heal the hangover on Ivana?
Oh, Ivana needs to roll too.
Yes. I will
Or
spend
have
another
Helly roll
5
for
points.
her.
And I will
Alright.
heal the hangover on Ivana.
Ivana is no longer hungover. You
Hey,
are now down to
Shay.
10 points.
You doing good, little fairy? You doing good, bud? You doing good, friend? I'm sorry. I should not have let you drink the alcohol. That was a bad idea. I'm sorry.
Alright. After
No
a few
more
moments
alcohol
of
for you.
bracing the early sunlight, Slayer finally makes it to the herbalist shop where Bella and Matthias are still working.
Goblin Slayer gets to the door, puts his palm and forearm against the door, and just slams it open, steps in and says, "Are you okay?" And as he steps in, there are 6 cauldrons burning. And Matthias has 2 of them are just saucepans. And there's like a whole bunch of like ingredients in various stages of like crushed up and all put in little tiny meticulously organized boxes, and like a wall of notes that have been pinned to the back wall of the bar with some string attaching them in some places, and Matthias is sitting there with Bella, like the 2 of them huddled in the corner just talking to each other in almost a language you don't in a language that is common, but that Goblin Slayer does not understand what is going on. He steps in and says, "Matthias," and Matthias stops, looks up at him and goes, "What time is it?"
Slayer, you don't look too good.
He just
I'm
Slayer just
sleepy.
stands there in the door and just goes, Did either of you get any sleep last night?"
No, but look. So we discovered that if we add the arrowroot with mint and crushed asphodel, it creates like a really strong neurotoxin. But if we dilute that a lot with the goat's milk, it creates like a really good numbing agent. And she just goes off.
And Matthias like starts pulling the papers down, like showing. He's like, "Yeah, like we mixed it like this," and he's just like, "Shh, shh, 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 shh," and like puts a finger up and says, "I have a hangover, and we have a job to do, and I love you so much right now. Trust me, I do. But we need to go, and when we get on the road, you are taking at least some kind of nap." And then you can tell me all about this, like, in a day.
She is 100. Have you ever seen like a toddler?
Yeah,
I
it is
remember,
the
didn't-
dad who is so tired but is so trying his hardest not to be mad at this toddler who is not really.
And have you
done
ever seen like a
anything
toddler who 100% needs
Wait,
to go to
I don't
bed?
remember if we found out where Matthias was. Is he passed out on the floor?
wrong. No, Matthias is there
Matthias-
awake. He's fine. And
They're
by
both-
fine, I mean it looks like
Bella.
he hasn't slept in 3
They
days.
both have hyper fixated on making things all night long. And after Grandma gets the bottle, she's going to be heading in that direction too, to trying to.
But unfortunately, Matthias is an adult who can like relatively handle a night with no sleep, where Bella is a
Is a
toddler.
toddler that cannot.
Exactly.
Who 100% should have gone to bed like 10 hours ago, and she's on like a third wind, so she is hyper.
And this is the point that Matthias looks at her, does the math, and goes, I am very sorry. We got-
I'm
He
in
just
trouble.
realized
Little-
that he
and Goblin
kept-
Slayer just puts a gloved hand on his mouth and says, no talking for you. Looks
Matthias
directly at you, Bella,
100% just
and says,
realized how old Bella actually is, and he kept a literal child up all night.
Yeah, it was a moment of, oh shit, I'm about to get
Literal
these
child.
hands from this man, and I want to stop this.
I-
And the
I'm
man
in
just
big
goes,
trouble.
"No, no, no, no." The Goblin Slayer just goes, no, 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 no.
He's trying to backtrack like he used to do with Gran. And oh wait, I'm so sorry. I kept Essence up all night.
And Goblin Slayer just points to Bella and says, again, I love you very much, and you're very wonderful, and I'm so proud of you for whatever it is you discovered. But right now, we have to go, and I will come back and deal with you, and points to Matthias, who the light in Matthias's eyes almost goes out for a moment.
And I feel like this is when Gran walks up and sees this and she goes,
I will deal with you later.
I just imagine
You're
the Goblin
okay.
Slayer is all like your happy,
I'm not going
productive
to hurt
emotions
you,
in your
I
head.
promise.
Matthias is kind of little depression, and so all of your happy emotions are just looking at little Matthias depression in your head.
Yeah, pretty much.
Alright, so with that, Bella is gonna cast Luster Restoration on Slayer, and like while they walk out, all Matthias just hears is like the happy little Bella. Can we visit again? That was a lot of fun.
And he goes, yes, eventually. It's just, he probably has plenty of other things he should be doing right now. At which point Matthias goes, how the fuck am I going to bottle all of this by myself?
and this
And
is
the
when
door
Gran kind of
closes.
leans in the door to him and goes,
What am
we'll
I
talk
supposed
about
to do
this
with all of-
later.
And Matthias sees Grandma in the doorway and goes, I can explain.
Uh-huh. Yeah. Well, I've been healed of my hangover, which was a
Time
lot
just-
of fun.
Time just
I'm
away
still
from us.
not fully here. I understand. I know your character. And
You're-
I knew that Goblin Slayer was coming around. Essence went with him. I just haven't told him about you yet. So he doesn't know all your fun quirks. If
That
Grandma's really
sounds-
happy, but like still kind of out it because she's been healed of her
Sounds
hangover,
like
so
a
she's
threat.
extra nice.
This sounds like a threat, but I understand, and I'm sorry. Next time
It's
I have like 3 clocks around here that should have gone off, and he turns and you notice that every single one of his timers did go off.
Yeah, honey, we've talked about this before. Alarms don't work well for you, but it's okay. It's okay. There are a couple of children in town that I bet would love to earn a little extra cash and will help you bottle them.
Where am I
But
gonna?
we gotta
And then he looks
go
over and he sees
to a
the cash on the
castle.
bar and goes, that will help. Thank you.
That wasn't
Where did
me.
that come from?
I don't know where that came from. I assume you probably stole it because it was not your bag. I know what your coin bags look like.
Essence just
I
pops in
haven't
and
stolen
says,
gold in like
Goblin
3
Slayer
weeks.
gave it.
Promise.
Oh, Goblin Slayer gave it to you, honey. We gotta go storm a castle. So we're gonna go storm a castle.
Good luck
Do you have
storming-
something I can take with us that may be helpful?
Helly, was I able to distill any poisons? I assume we distilled many things, but not all of them were poisons. Some of them were probably medicines, and some of them are
I will take
Abominations.
medicines. I will take
entities.
I will take anything and everything.
Let me roll
Even
some
the
dice here.
abominations. I
Let
will
me
take
roll
the
some math rocks
abominations.
Just give me an idea of what I'm working with here, and then I'll tell you what I give you.
I mean, You've got your distilled worm tongue poison.
We did get the purple worm poison. That shit's really strong.
Granted, it's very much watered down because you were making it for rats.
Yeah, I was making it for rats, so it's a weaker version of it.
Oh,
Which means it
crap.
probably only does what? It only does like 2d6, or because that's about how much it takes to kill a really big rat.
Yeah.
And you see Grandma go, crap! And she says it really loud.
Okay, I'm sorry.
And she looks at Essence and goes, my bow broke and I didn't fix it yesterday.
Do you want
You can
my
borrow
bow?
mine.
I mean, I'll give you my broken bow, and if you fix it for me, I'll bring you back yours.
I'll have the guy up the street fix it. He's really good with things. I think his name is like Gimgi or something.
Oh, Grandma puts it down, runs over, and she's in like her like she was mad because she's in a hangover, but now happy because she doesn't. So she's still kind of in that like I don't know what phase I'm in. So she runs over, gives you a big kiss on the cheek. Thank you. Grabs your bow and runs out the door.
You see, you're no longer hungover, but that doesn't mean you aren't still recovering from being drunk.
Yeah. Well, that's what I mean. Like she was really mad, and then you know when you go from like really upset about something to like really happy, and then you're kind of in that in between of what the fuck am I feeling? It's that kind of like loopiness Grandma is in.
That's about how Matthias makes everyone feel, so that fits.
But it wasn't because of you. It was because of Nessa. She would have been straight pissed if Nessa didn't heal her.
Oh yeah, he would have gotten it. I'm so happy Nessa did that.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm a bit disappointed that Nessa did it, but it makes sense. But the not doing it out of spite would have been pretty good.
Not doing what out of spite? Not healing Nan's hangover?
Yes.
Yeah.
No.
Nessa's a good little
paladin. Nessa, of course, will get a little pissy sometimes, but for the most part, Nessa's very respectful of her elder.
She's very nice.
So she saw her Nan in pain and was like, all right, I can fix this.
She also didn't want to be continually hit by a pillow either.
That too. It was kind of also defensive.
So yeah, at that point, Grandma, after the kiss on his cheek, grabs his bow and runs out the door, assuming Essence is going to follow behind her. Realizing she forgot everything that she was going to grab from Matthias because he's allowing her to borrow his bow.
I just imagine that Nessa's just standing there in the doorway, just leaned against the frame, like, I am so glad none of us are hungover anymore.
Hallie, Matthias is gonna hand Essence 3 vials of weakened purple worm diluted. So it's like I assume it's like 1 or 2 d6s.
I'll give it a 2d6 when applied to a weapon, but each
it would
flask
still have
is
the
only
same
one.
DC, but like because it's still the same poison, so it's still hard to save against, but it's less of it, so it doesn't hurt as much.
Yeah, I would say that each vial
really
is
good.
probably 1, maybe 2 weapons, 2 uses.
Yeah. 2 if you have a poisoner's kit, 1 if you don't.
Which nobody here has one of those.
Yeah. But I just give her the 3 vials and I say, here, put this on the weapon, an arrow point, anything. And you hit someone with it, it'll hurt like fuck. I just wish I hadn't actually diluted it. Though I'm going to have plenty more where that came from as he turns around and looks at the veritable... Now, as he's really realizing just how much they've made, the just wide array of things he has, he's like...
4 cauldrons, 2 saucepans.
4 cauldrons, 2 saucepans.
I will also say, if you want, one of your smaller batches of the neurotoxin will make a weakened potion of paralysis that can stun a target for 2 turns, but has a good DC.
I think I think there's a paralysis poison, yeah. It's not there. F. Yeah, crawler mucus stuff. It's a contact poison. It's a DC 13, but they're poisoned for a minute, or you could just say they're paralyzed for like so many rounds and it's a higher DC.
I would say they're probably... I'd say because, again, you're making this as a numbing agent, because that was the neurotoxin, but you guys are still experimenting with that one.
Yeah.
I would say that it's a paralysis for 3 turns.
3 turns. What DC do you want to give that?
What's its default DC?
Its default is 13, but that's a full minute of poison.
We'll make it a DC 15.
Okay. So those are the poisons. You've got a paralysis poison with a DC of 15 and 3 rounds of paralysis. And is that contact or injury, Helly?
I would say injury.
Injury poison.
Okay.
And then you have the 3 vials of the purple worm poison. And then he kind of just shoos you out and says, okay, I have to go find some people to help me with this before it explodes. Maybe.
Nobody knows what water barrel you're drinking out of, and you should really stop drinking out of water barrels when nobody's nearby, because you don't know what you're getting into.
There could be a fish in there, Ivana.
It could be a barrel of relieving oneself.
It could,
That would be pretty bad.
it could be another barrel of booze.
Yeah.
I don't know. Ivana is Daily aware.
My what
It's the
now?
barrel the horses are drinking out of, isn't it?
Is Daily aware the fairy is drinking out of a random water barrel?
I'm gonna have to roll perception on this, I guess.
Matthias is going to take some of that gold and he's going to get some of the
Local kids to
locals
help.
that he knows. Well, some of the local ladies he knows that can goods and say, okay, we need to get all of these into here. Wear these gloves, and hands each of them a pair of gloves and say, and
Hey.
don't breathe it too deeply. That's why
I got
the
an
windows are
18
open.
on that perception check.
15. I'd say that you.
18. 18.
18. I'd say that you see Ivana drinking out of a barrel.
It's oh, you know what it is, Helly? It's 3 old ladies from the town that he's promised some of the numbing agent to for their joints.
There you
And I'm
go.
gonna give her my water skin. She can drink from my water skin. That's better water than the horse.
Essence is going to recommend doing the inviting the young boy that we were told where the hidden tunnel was.
The
to,
farmer's kid.
Yeah, she's going to mention him to Matthias. Be like, Dan was trying to recruit him for the group.
I'll take him. I'll go find him. He'll be useful.
All right. So at this point, is the rest of the party going to go up to the edge of town to go find Saldir to start your escapade?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, it is about that time here, so I think this is as good of a time as any to end with you guys making your way to Cragmaw Castle.
Dun dun dun.
And Saldir will be fighting alongside you.
Anybody else going with us? Just him.
Just him.
Nope, it's just us and him. That's all we need. He's a barbarian. We'll be fine.
Okay,
I actually don't remember
so
what
just-
class he is, but
I don't
he's
know.
got a
I
stat.
think he's a
He's
fighter,
got a stat
actually.
block.
He's a fighter, actually, but he's another fighter. We'll be fine. He's a different kind of fighter, though.
Fights for love.
Fights for love. I fight for glory.
Grand fights for recruiting
I
more
fight for
children
a
into
sense
our
of
dojo.
justice.
He's got a multi-attack, he's got a longsword, he's a fighter, he's good enough. I might have to actually scale him up a little bit to get him on your guys' level, but...
Mm-hmm.
I fight for the chance to make a secret society for the wild and free.
Ivana is not trusting your water anymore, Daily.
Yeah, I took a drink of it to prove that it's okay.
You drank the other stuff as well. Just saying.
I don't know what to do.
All right. But
Did that wrong.
again, I think that's going to do it for us here today. So thank
Oh,
you
no,
guys
that's easy.
all for tuning in, as always. And
Thanks
we
for
will
coming to our
see-
drinking party.
We will see you next time for more D&D and the raid of Cragmaw Castle.
I spent 20
We're out,
BYOB,
bitches.
bring your own beverage next
Get
time.
drunk, get fucked.
Night off.
night.
Bye.